Let me get this off. Miami, that was a weird walkout because I'm still doing it alone. Pizzetti, new pizza place, pizzeria and wine bar. Where are we? Menu looks great. We're at 1223 Lincoln Road. I don't know. These guys didn't know me in there. I'm almost positive they didn't know me. They may have been Googling me after. Pizza's huge, by the way. And if I'm not mistaken, it was like $40 at $35, which is insane for pizza. It looks really good. The other part of what they were telling me, which I can't tell if they knew me or didn't know me or what they were doing, they're like, do you want to pay for it in Bitcoin? Are you trolling me, dude? They're like, do you own crypto? I'm like, all right, pump. All right, fucking parabolic guy. Like, no, I'm not paying Bitcoin. I'm paying fucking cash. They're like, what? You don't own crypto? What are you, stupid? Do you want your score to go through the roof? I sold my crypto. Everyone knows I sold crypto at 11,000. The market's tanking. I don't need the Pizzetti guys to give me a Bitcoin lecture. It's fucking crazy. Diamond hands, paper hands. I'm just trying to eat pizza. I'm getting fucking ripped. Marcus making a comeback. Ooh, this is nice. You know what? This super light. You know what this reminds me of? Upper crust and upper crust prices too. I just spit. I don't care. Deal with it. One bite, everybody knows rules. Pizzetti, solo pizza review. Working, doing it. Let's do it. These Bitcoiners can make some pizza. This is good. What are they doing Bitcoin? I've never heard that. You want to pay in Bitcoin? I'm like, no, cash. Like, you sure you don't want to do Bitcoin? What's up with you and Bitcoin? This is really good pizza. This is right up there with my favorite in Miami. People know about this place, Pizzetti. You got to save up. You got to have your multiples. $40 or $35, $38. It was $38 for this pizza. That is ridiculous. But it's very good. It actually reminds me of Upper Crust in Boston. I think Upper Crust went out of business because they weren't paying their workers. I don't know if these guys are paying Bitcoin, but this is very good pizza. This is... I really like this. I'm going to ask this guy. This is one of the waiters. They're Bitcoin. I'm going to see if he gets it. See if he'll talk to me about Bitcoin real quick. Hey, I'm making a video. Why did you want me to pay for Bitcoin? Why are you so in on Bitcoin?
No, it's not only Bitcoin. It's the crypto world.
Everything. So everyone who comes here, you try to be like.
No. It's just you because I just was making an investment earlier.
You have no idea who I am, though, right?
Yeah, I knew.
Oh, you did. So you're busting my balls.
Exactly.
All right. I thought you guys didn't know. I was like, what are these fuckers talking about Bitcoin to try to get?
We treat everybody the same, man. When I saw you come,
I thought you guys just randomly. I'm like, fuck these guys. Bitcoin. All right, that makes more sense. All right. The pizza's really good. I was between 7.9, 8.1. That's how good I think it is. I'm gonna go 7.9. If it had more tang, but this is like as good as you can get. But you better invest in Bitcoin and make like triple your money to afford it. $38. That's a review. Really, really good pizza. Awesome date spot too. Even though I'm alone like a lunatic. Pizzetti, one bite review.
What is up, freaks? It's your boy Matt Odell for another Bitcoin Tuesday celebration. Welcome back to Citadel Dispatch. This is episode 12, the interactive live show about Bitcoin, distributed systems, privacy, and open source software. We are joined here by my good friends Rockstar Dev and Suheb. Very excited about this conversation. I've been trying to get both of them on Tales from the Crypt for a long fucking time. It's been too long since I've seen them in person. You know, very good friends. So I'm happy to have them here virtually. We will be discussing majority of the Lightning Network, but we'll be talking about a lot of different things today. That was Dave Portnoy on that clip. I think that goes without saying for the majority of the freaks out there. But Dave Portnoy is the CEO and founder of Barstool Sports, who famously decided to buy Link because the Winklevi shilled him shitcoins. And he bought some Bitcoin too, and he sold it at 11,000. And since then, we've been trolling him. And as you can tell, Bitcoiners are everywhere. He can't escape them. He was at pizza spot in Miami, and they were trolling him about Bitcoin there. So he cannot escape it. It is on his mind. He will have to capitulate eventually at much higher prices. And he should just learn to stay humble and stack some sats. With that said, big warm welcome to Rockstar and Suheb. Rockstar is best known for his work on LN Strike and BTC Pay Server. Suheb is well known for his work on RTL. That's Ride the Lightning. Ride the Lightning and BTC Pay Server are two of the most important open source Lightning projects available. So they're perfect guests for this conversation. And with that, I would like to start with Rockstar. Rockstar, how's it going?
Crazy, because man, you have some quite some setup here. I'm trying to stay on like YouTube comments, Twitter. This window.
You don't have to do that now, because now that the video is done, the comments are directly on your screen. You see, it's pulling the comments from Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube directly on your screen.
Yeah, but I want to interact with all our great audience, man. Like, you have the best freaks. And I wish I have this on like Sunday Coding with Uncle Rockstar, but that's the thing, man. Like, us Bitcoiners always learning from each other. So glad to be here with you and Suheb.
So you just brought that up. I mean, before we get to Suheb, let's just jump into Sunday Coding with Uncle Rockstar. This is something that you've been doing recently. And I every Sunday you broadcast this out on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, right?
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, as I said to you in the intro to this video, like I found it so funny that you also started this in December, a little bit earlier. What can you do when you're like full-time podcaster and I'm a developer? So it seems like Bitcoin spoke to us both at the same time, but you're ahead, man. Like, you're always ahead of me. Like, I need to catch up on this whole thing. So yeah, I'm essentially streaming how the sausage is made, like behind all that BTC Pay Server coding, trying to get more contributors in. And I already know you and me, we're going to do episode where you're coding. We'll make a proper cypherpunk out of you, because cypherpunks write code. So I just can't wait for that one.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, you said I'm a full-time podcaster. I mean, it depends on how you want to argue semantics. I mean, right now I got like 5 different jobs going on. Yeah. But I am devoting about 10, 12 hours to this shit. So there's something to be said there.
No, if I may jump into that one, because I would call you evangelist. Like, you're one of the best evangelists that Bitcoin has. And when I say like podcaster, no, you're just like spreading this positive message. And I think that message that you came up with was like, stay humble, which I have for all our great freaks here. Like, that's such a great message. And just keep doing, man, what you're doing. You're best evangelist we have.
Cheers to that. I mean, basically what I'm thinking right now is I'm just going really hard this year, and then I might just disappear. So I love you, freaks. I almost tweeted out today, feeling cute might go dark, but I didn't, and I'm still here. But this number go up is a very tiring thing. Before we move on to Suheb, I just wanted to say real quick, I'm trying to learn how Twitch works. This is broadcast via Twitch. It's broadcast via Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. You can find all the links at citadeldispatch.com. Then the archives are posted to Keybase and Telegram, so you can download them in full with no ads. And then they're also posted to both our Tales from the Crypt podcast feed, where the majority of people right now are probably listening to us, and then also a dedicated Citadel Dispatch feed where you can search there. But I'm trying to get my hands dirty with Twitch. And I'm pretty sure like there's like some kind of partnership we can do, right? Where like Sunday Coding with Rockstar broadcasts this, and then I broadcast Sunday Coding with Rockstar from Citadel Dispatch. Like, is that a possibility? I think that's a thing we can do, right?
Absolutely, man. Like that's why we're here. Bitcoin connects us, and then we do more as a sum than individual parts.
So let's do that. Let's do let's set it up. Let's figure out how to set it up so that this broadcast via your Twitch and that Coding with Uncle Rockstar broadcasts out of the Citadel Dispatch Twitch. I think that'd be a great idea. I'm trying to make the Twitch feed. I'm trying to lean in and learn about Twitch. I had the full Citadel Dispatch archive of 30 hours, 11 episodes, broadcast straight with no ads or anything on Twitch over the weekend. It was just like there was like people who like tuned in and just spent like 6 hours just like listening and watching Bitcoin, which I just thought was really cool that you could just do that.
Yeah, because people feel the energy, man. And what I was tweeting out before this episode is because we've been singing this chorus for last 10 years, like people like you, people like me, people like Suhab, and now we have like billionaires joining this chorus, and it's exciting. And we just need to find place for all our Bitcoin plebs, because we all can contribute and make better system, more fair system.
I love this idea that the billionaires are just they have like NIMS on Twitter. Suhab, how's it going over there?
It's going great. Thank you for having me here. I don't know whether Rockstar remembers, but the first time I met Rockstar, it was in November of 2018, and we were in a Lightning hackathon in New York City. So it was a 2-day hackathon. So I was actually conscious about the laptop that I was carrying. I thought I had a very big outdated laptop. So first day Rockstar was not there. So second day I went, and incidentally, the place that I was sitting at, there was another, massive laptop parked right next to me. And it was Rockstar's laptop. So then I said, oh man, I thought I was conscious about mine. You got even bigger one than I do. So that was my introduction with Rockstar. So yeah, it's
like, man, you won't believe the joke. Like I overdid the Rockstar mode. Like now I have a laptop with 2 like adapters for power.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Right.
You
have to have that.
Picture.
You deserve that. You deserve it.
No, I overdid.
So yeah. And I got a buy Bitcoin pin from Rockstar there, which I still have. I carry. It's a proud position that I have. So and a 1 million or 10 million dinari note. So yeah, and which you autographed. So I have those 2 things too.
The one thing you can guarantee at any Bitcoin conference or meetup is that they have some kind of shitty fiat all over the place.
Right.
It's a very kitsch Bitcoin thing.
Yeah,
we love our shitty fiat.
That's why we Bitcoin.
So when was this? Was this during Shitcoin week or the consensus week in New York?
No, man.
No, I don't think at that time there was a consensus. It was a Fulmo's hackathon of Lightning.
In New York.
In New York, yeah. It was actually near the Bull, right in downtown.
Yeah, and Fulmo is organizing all the great conferences. For example, Berlin for like Lightning conference was Fulmo.
They're European based, aren't they?
Yeah, German.
That's why it caught me off guard that they had a New York based one. That's pretty cool.
They did it specially for us, in US, and the next one was like kind of let's do Texas, but yeah, COVID hit.
Well, anyway, shout out to Fulmo. They have some great YouTube content. So the people, the listeners who are visiting us via YouTube and might not be aware of them, someone in the comments said that the Flatiron School was where they hosted it.
Yeah, exactly.
So shout out to the Flatiron School. But if you type in Fulmo into YouTube, their channel should come up. They have a lot of great content on there, so you should go check it out. Another thing for the YouTube freaks to keep in mind is we appreciate when you press that like button on YouTube. But I just want you to know that it does kind of go to waste, because as soon as this live stream ends, YouTube copyright flags me and then makes me re-upload, and we lose all the likes. So if you do want to like have extra credit, go back to the YouTube after I re-upload and then add another like on top, and that would be appreciated, I guess. I mean, I don't really care. I think we're just going to get banned from YouTube eventually. But I do appreciate you guys. And the number one thing you can do is really, while the live stream's going on, is retweet it on Twitter, because that's where all the Bitcoiners are. So cheers to you guys for that. I don't know where I want to start. I just kind of, to be honest, I let's start with number go up before we go to Lightning. I got the price chart on the feed. This is what we always do. It looked really nice when I was doing the 30 hours, because you just saw the price pumping from the beginning of Citadel Dispatch to the end, which is, I'm looking forward to the end of the year. It's going to be fucking ridiculous when there's just like 1,000 hours of Citadel Dispatch and you just see the price pumping during the whole thing. Number go up has got me, is the best drug in the world. But at the same time, yeah, it's the best drug in the world. We had this billionaire. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, but he has this corporation in Norway. He's one of the 10 richest people in Norway. AKER, Aker, I think, or Aker is how you pronounce it. And he did the shareholder letter where he announced that they were going into Bitcoin really hard. They were starting a whole Bitcoin unit called CD. Did you guys read that shareholder letter?
I did, and I was pissed.
Why? Because Jack Mahler's got the mention, but you didn't get the mention?
No, I'm glad that Jack Mahler's got the mention, but why didn't I get the mention, man? I like organized that actually, but it's probably this nameism of they don't want to put Rockstar developer in shit. You know, like it's not serious, this and that, but I
really learned a lot from this Vin Diesel motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what is always funny with me, Vin Diesel. Do you know that when me and John Carvalho, like he was organizing some merch and he put my profile image while still it was Vin Diesel, and he was making like panties, and they wouldn't sell the panties like because it had a picture of Vin Diesel. And like that was hilarious, man. But now I'm hoodie. Now I can go on all.
I'll always remember before I met you at BitBlock Boom 2019. You like DM'd me. We were like really excited to meet. You're like, I just want to let you know, like I'm shorter than Vin Diesel. I like don't want to get your hopes up. And then you met me, and you're like, oh fuck, we're both short.
No, I'm not short, man. What are you talking?
It's still in the DM. Don't make me post screenshots.
There we go. Yeah, my cyberpunk friend betraying me.
So let's talk about this letter, because I guess you have some behind the scenes. Were you part of that conversation with him, with Jack?
Yes, and I don't know how much I should reveal, but they are the real deal. I don't know, like, were you involved with the whole thing? Because they kind of want to do it the proper way, and
I mean, I like to think he read my shit posts and like listens to the podcast, but I wasn't like specifically involved. I didn't get the mention like Jack did. He even mentioned that professor Michael Green or whatever. He like mentioned Bitcoin deniers because they helped him learn that they were wrong.
Yeah, that was, but that's where you and me, Matt, should accept that Bitcoin wants us in different like audience and crowd, because in the end, billionaires will be partying with us in, you know, after midnight. They won't be mentioning us in shareholder, you know, letters, because it's not convenient. So we should just embrace that one, man. You and me.
Yeah, I'm fine with not getting mentioned in a shareholder letter, man. That was the most bullish thing I ever fucking read. Suheb, you're completely, you know, Rockstar's biased and like can't give his true opinions because he was part of the actual conversations. He's trying to be a gentleman here. Mm-hmm. Were you as blown away as me? Like I fucking read this thing in the morning yesterday, and I just literally couldn't. And this is coming from someone who's obviously been very focused on the space for years. I talk about it all the time, every week, on air, on the record. I expect very big things for Bitcoin. I'm as bullish as they come. and it just caught me off guard. It caught me off guard, and I was just in shock almost.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've not read it, but I did catch the
Oh my
highlights. I have not read it, but I'm planning to read it though. But I did catch the highlights on Twitter. So it's
You
eventual,
have to
right?
read it, man.
Yeah, but it has to happen. I mean, that's how that Bitcoin is designed, right? That's what is going to happen. But yeah, it does feel exciting to be, going through that journey. But it's all eventual. We should now be in a, inner peace moment rather than, it's time to celebrate as well. But yeah.
So we have Paul Miller in the audience right now, and he said he read the first half. It seemed really bullish. Does it get more bullish? Paul, what happened to me was I read the first half. It was so bullish that I had to stop reading. Like I just lost concentration. And then I went
that's
back.
my point.
And I continued it. It gets even better. It's fucking insane. Like the dude literally at one point says, I'm not telling my friends and family to put everything they own into Bitcoin. The lawyers say that's litigation risk, implying that he's telling you to put everything you own into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like he literally just wrote it down on the paper that way, to cover his ass to a degree. But that's like the most ridiculous. Like he sounded like one of us, right? He sounded like you have this 60-year-old billionaire, renowned businessman, and he sounds like a Bitcoin pleb on Twitter.
Well, this much I can tell is that, I mean, from speaking with the guy and hearing him speak, he definitely seems like one of us. It's just that, he was born in different era when all this technology was not available, but he gets the idea, especially because they, as a company, they understand the problems. Like settlement is a huge issue, and most of the people are oblivious to how you're actually settling, the purchase that happens on one end of the world, and you need to deliver the goods from, another end of the world. So I completely get. I
that part,
how bullish you would be if you were in the conversation.
I mean, that part makes sense to me. Okay, like you hear Jack speak, right, and he's talking about settlement and sending Bitcoin at the speed of light, and having both a network that you can scale privately but also interoperable in an open way, is bullish as fuck, and everyone knows that. Like there are few podcast conversations that are more bullish than ones that Jack Mallers are a part of. We're all aware of that. But he was red pilled even farther than that. He was talking like pro privacy, like anti KYC. Like this is like, those are things that you just you just don't expect. He basically said Bitcoin's designed to pump forever, which, by the way, I want to get you both on the record agreeing with as part of this show. But the settle, like transferring value across borders, and we'll go farther into this because of the topic of today's episode anyway, is like an obvious place where I expect businessmen to get orange pilled, right? It was the other things on top of that really caught me off guard. Does that make sense?
You mean like anti KYC and all that stuff?
He was like talking about like sovereignty and privacy and no KYC and permissionless and open network. Like it was very much a it was very much like a self-sovereignty manifesto in 23 pages.
I mean, as I am telling you, like I can definitely give my seal of approval from the meeting I had, and the stuff that I've listened from the guy in question, like billionaire in question. Like to me, he does seem very sincere, and that's the thing with Bitcoin, is because all the stuff that we as Bitcoiners are talking about, like I would think, like it's really widely distributed across the world. Just there wasn't any unifying force that would connect, you, Matt, and me, so that we can do stuff together. But now there is, there is Bitcoin. So finally you and me have an excuse to connect. Me and Suheb have excuse to connect and work on something together. And that's what I think is happening also with billionaires, because billionaires are also people that have their own dreams and wishes and stuff. And when they recognize how honest this is, how great this whole system is, they see it, that they see something that they've been missing, and they want to join the party. And I'm always non KYC people that are in our cypherpunk philosophy view, which I think anyone sane is, but they just didn't have the tools that they have now with Bitcoin and the whole movement. So because, as you, Matt, say, again, another your great saying is, no privacy, no freedom. That's
yes, in all caps.
okay. YouTube comments. Let's go. I'll
did you see the YouTube? I love the freaks. They're all just all caps right now. It's fucking fantastic. You notice Bitcoin Twitter, all the caps that you have just been seeing flow through people?
You've released Brian
Lockhart.
Caps Lockhart, man, is a whole new beast. I fucking love that guy. I'm so happy he's back on Twitter. I got to get him on Citadel Dispatch. He'll be on the Dispatch soon.
Please, you've missed for International Women's Day. Did you see like how big a freak he is with that tweet? When he was like, "Okay, I've put the wife. She's going to work. I'm back. I'm at home with kids." And he's like, "Man, belong in kitchen. I worked so hard to get here. I'm not getting up." I agree with him.
He was at
in the kitchen.
He was at BitBlock Boom 2019 with us. That's where I met him and you the first time.
He was kind of shy.
Whoa. Sean Stacken saying Caps Lockhart is greater than Cap. I'm fine with that. Caps Lockhart is greater than Caps Odell. I'll stay humble on that regard. I love that dude. I'll take it. But no privacy, no freedom is a sticking point for me. Rockstar, do you think that Bitcoin's designed to pump forever?
I don't care.
You don't. What the fuck? What does that mean? Do you either yes or no? Do you think that the purchasing power will increase indefinitely, or do you think that there's some kind of top?
Like nothing is indefinite. Like infinity only exists as a infinite repetition of finite.
Okay, so you don't think Bitcoin's designed to pump forever?
There we go, man. Black and white, yeah, like, and all that stuff.
Well, to be clear, you're wrong.
Many beautiful colors between the two extremes, and I'm telling you, like, I don't care what is the.
It's not an extreme. It's basic logic.
No,
if you have a finite scarce asset like Bitcoin, a truly scarce asset like Bitcoin, and human productivity and ingenuity increases over time, then the purchasing power of that finite money, that's the standard value of the world, should increase in value over time, forever.
I'm more bullish on Caps Odell. Like he's designed to pump forever. Well, I'll just wait. Let's see the reaction of audience. Like because you're now.
You see Sean saying hashtag cancel Rockstar, all caps.
Yes, please do. Please do. I'll become more famous. I'll pull Pedro McCormick and I'm gonna I'm a Bitcoin. Oh, poor me. Bitcoiners are mean. So
what do you think, Suheb? Do you want to get canceled, or do you think Bitcoin's designed to
I was about to say that. I don't want to risk being canceled, so so I would say yes. But I agree with your argument that you're making. I definitely think that it's designed to pump forever, no doubt about it.
I mean, like,
I
love that I have like two different memes that I have going at the same time. I have that Bitcoin's designed to pump forever, and then I have every asset in the world is going to trend to zero in Bitcoin terms, and they both mean the same exact thing. But there's like a group of people that believe one and not the other, and it's the weirdest thing ever. Like I trigger half of them when I say the one thing, and then I trigger the other half when I say the other thing. And to be clear to the freaks, like, we're not memeing things into reality. The memes were already real. They're just, it's an easy way to showcase what already exists. You know, that it is a fact, and the memes are just a very distilled way of communicating that fact.
Yep. It's for the artists like us.
So I see right now, Rockstar, that you are you're like tweeting live while we're recording, which is impressive that you have so much that you're not getting distracted. So you actually tweeted out a picture of your two chargers while we're recording. Are you need the power from both chargers to power your laptop? What's the issue here? What's going on here?
I'm telling you, man, like I overdid this Rockstar mode. Like they somehow like plugged in a desktop CPU into laptop, and I didn't read before purchasing, documentation and specs. Like, buy.
So does it charges with one charger, but it's just too slow? Is that the issue?
No, it won't work with one charger. it's like you need, and now you can imagine how this will look like if I like bring this laptop to the conference. I mean, I'm
Exactly.
here soon even more. It's like
That's what I thought. He took away my conscious. I was being conscious that I have a massive laptop, and then I saw his laptop. I said, "Okay, I'm fine."
What kind of laptop is that, Rockstar?
It's just like developer laptop. It's like desktop replacement. So
I know, but what's the brand?
I don't want to advertise the brand because
Was it like MSI or something?
No, man, it's like custom made.
I'm looking at the red flares.
No. I hate that gamer mode. I just like gamer laptops. They're most powerful. Help like bring down compile.
Yeah, all the peripherals, the best ones are gamer stuff. The keyboards, the mice, everything.
Yeah, but like this one it's kind of like low key. It's low key, like it's custom designed. It's just,
no, Jesse said it was Alienware. It's not Alienware. Don't offend him like that.
No.
Okay.
This is. I'll try to find the exact picture because it's different. I posted someone else's because I don't want to take a picture of my desk. It's.
Oh wait, this is not even your fucking laptop.
Man, like you illustrate the concept through obfuscation. I mean, you want to take a picture of my exact adapter?
Well, that's great. So what'd you Google search? Did you just search like two charger laptop?
No. I searched Rockstar laptops and that's what came out.
I love this. BTC Pin says it's the held laptop and he's embarrassed.
Held laptop? No, it's not. It's not a newsletter $100 laptop, right? and it's not likely illegal. It's perfectly legal.
I mean, the way you're talking about it like it's likely illegal. So I don't know about that.
Man, everything is illegal nowadays.
So I mean, we have a freak who's asking about the Oracle earnings tomorrow. I mean, like if you're asking us, I'll speak for both Rockstar and Sub. I mean, if you're asking a Bitcoiner if we think that they're going to announce a massive ass Bitcoin purchase tomorrow, I mean, I think the answer is always yes, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, if I can actually talk a lot about stocks because I made like tons of money with stocks here in US.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Rockstar Dev Trading Room. Let's go trading with Uncle Rockstar. You want to give us some stock tips?
Yeah, go to Wall Street Bets and whatever goes by. No, this is not financial advice. Man.
No,
Man.
The freak shouldn't trade stocks. Every stock is trending to zero in terms of Bitcoin. I mean, you can trade it if you want. Just consider it. It's gambling, and really, you should just. I think the most successful people in the finance world over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years, will be the people that just stay humble and stack.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like significantly, like we're just triggering financial professionals all across the world because we're just continuing to outperform them by dollar cost averaging into this fucking magic internet money.
Bitstein had that great tweet of all the like people that spent like $50K a year or $100K a year going to Ivy League school and then interning in Wall Street firms and this and that, and like he posted that guy shit posted on Twitter, lifted weights and ate meat, and I'm like having bigger returns than all of you. So
it's fucking hilarious.
It is. It's ridiculous, man.
I mean, that's just funny. Like and that type of person is the type of person who talks down to other people. So that's what makes it funny, right? Like when you say have fun staying poor to a billionaire or to someone who has a finance MBA and thinks they're better than you because they took like the Series 7 or whatever their fucking KYC tests are that they have to take to get certified. They talk down to you about it, right? So us outperforming them is fucking hilarious. What's really frustrating is like the buddies that you know from school and shit that are making $15 an hour or $30 an hour, and they're like trading, like garbage electric car company stocks from like China, and they think they know better than you. And you're just telling them, you're like, can you just please just dollar cost average into Bitcoin so you're not resentful of me when we hit 200K? Like, can you cover yourself so that I don't have to like take care of your children's finances in 20 years and 30 years just to be a good guy about it? Like, can you contribute a little bit?
But what does it get you? Are you able to convince them? I've never been able to convince anyone.
Dude, I'll tell you, the most success, the Twitter game, especially Capsodel, has been super effective on my real life, like my pre-Bitcoin friends, my real life friends. You guys are my real life friends. My pre-Bitcoin friends, because they listen to the tweets. They follow me on Twitter secretly, and they listen to the tweets more than they listen to me, telling them like every day in our group chats.
Yeah.
Matt, here is one thing that's really important for everybody to understand, and that's it. Like, you can never wish more for people than they wish for themselves. And we only, like, most of us only learn through failures. So we should embrace failures. And like I'm telling you, you can't persuade anyone. Like, everyone has experienced this. You're like, talk about Bitcoin to some friend of yours, and then like tomorrow they text you, oh, I bought Litecoin because it's like, and like, what can you do? The only thing that you can do is like, you go back and you look at you look at yourself and you say, okay, maybe I'll stack extra for that person. No, seriously. And plus, you already look at the people that are in Bitcoin. Like, look at all the great audience that we have in here that wants to cancel me now. So I like talk with these people, and then they tell me, okay, I maybe need something coded. Like, how do I code it? So I answer those people instead of answering, oh, how do I get rich? I mean, I got the message today from somebody from Europe wanted to drop 1,000 euros, and he's like, okay, what shitcoin should I buy? And I basically say, like I sent that congressman that's saying, like, there is a Bitcoin and then there is a shitcoin. Like, buy Bitcoin. You don't want to become a day trader, and like, that's it.
I think the biggest issue we have is it's too simple. Like, I feel like almost like we need to add extra steps. Like, don't just dollar cost average Bitcoin. Like, maybe like pick up a hula hoop, like dance around in a circle, like run for a mile, and then like buy Bitcoin or something. Like, you got to make it more complicated than it is, because they're just like, it's too simple. It seems like a get rich slow scheme or something.
There's one thing.
Magazine conference in Miami. Like, that's first step. That's what you tell them.
Okay, so one thing. Yeah, go on, Sueb. Let's hear it.
Yeah. One thing that I have kind of come to agree on, right, or convince myself, is that not everybody will buy Bitcoin, right? Even if the whole world had the opportunity, everybody is not going to make the use of it. It's always that power law is never going to change, right? The 80-20 rule will not change with Bitcoin, right? So there will always be a minority which took the risk, which got in early and continues to buy. And there will always be a majority which will never be convinced, and ultimately they will be the ones who will finally be earning in Bitcoin, but they will never buy Bitcoin, right?
Right, but they will use Bitcoin regardless. Everyone uses money. There's no 80-20 rule on using money, right?
Yeah, the buying Bitcoin is a limited time opportunity. It's that this opportunity or this window is not going to be open forever, right?
Limited time only. Stack sats while you can.
Exactly.
But I guess stacking actually is not buying, right? Stacking could also be earning. We're covering ourselves there, but buy Bitcoin while you can.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That while you can, but everybody is not going to do it, and ultimately there'll be a time when people will be earning their salaries or giving away their time for Bitcoin, and that's what they're going to realize, that they are too late, or people told them and they never listened. But the power law is not going to change, right?
Yeah.
There'll always be that 80-20 mix.
No, Sueb, I don't disagree, and I almost, and this is one of the things I've talked about a lot on the podcast recently, is that I almost, in the beginning days, it almost felt like we needed to, it behooved us to convince powerful people to get on board with Bitcoin, so that they would not only pump our bags, but like protect the whole system, right? And create a network effect type of moat to protect us from the inevitable attacks by the state and large corporations and stuff like that. Now I almost feel like everyone's going to capitulate eventually. It's almost like I'm not, when I do my education and outreach to newcomers, I'm not doing it for the security of the network. I'm doing it, or like the long standing of the network. I'm doing it because I want those individuals to not get I want those individuals to have a chance at this opportunity. So, I mean, in terms of this 80-20 thing, it's like, look, I'm fine with, understanding that the majority of people won't buy Bitcoin now, and they won't realize it until it's significantly higher. But at the same time, like, I want my friends and family to not be that group. Like, I want my friends and family to get in ASAP. That's why Citadel just got, like, the urgency got so high. I mean, people were asking me, like, in December, like, Matt, are you losing it? Well, in hindsight, it was $18,000 in December. Obviously, I was fucking going crazy because look, here we are. It's $54,000. Imagine if you could have bought it at $18,000. Me telling people to buy Bitcoin now does nothing for them if they could have bought it at $18,000 3 months ago. And I'm not saying you're late, because you're not. I think we could be at 200K in a couple months. But the urgency is real, right? The urgency is real when all of a sudden you're playing with billionaire FOMO.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying the opportunity to buy Bitcoin is very limited. It's not going to be open forever, and people are going to lose that opportunity very quickly, right? Imagine if Bitcoin goes to 100K, how many people can buy Bitcoin really? Very few people will be able to actually get Bitcoin, right?
Well, they can stack sats. Everyone can stack sats.
Yeah, but right. I'll tell you one more thing. A person gets in touch with me the moment, like in December or November. Bitcoin is pumping, right? So he says that, okay, I'm thinking of buying Bitcoin, right? The price is at 16K at that time. So I said, yeah, go ahead, go to Cash App and start buying there. Then he doesn't buy. Then the price runs up to 25. I say, oh man, I lost the opportunity to buy. I said, you can buy now. Then he's saying, oh, it's a speculation. I said, yeah, it's a speculation. You don't buy if you have to, and buy if you have to. But I'm not going to convince you to buy. Buy if you want to buy. Or if you don't want to buy, fine, stay where you are.
This is what people don't realize. People don't realize is like, is if you're in a bull market, obviously in hindsight, a lump sum purchase with all your money in your bank account is a better deal. But the thing is, people don't have conviction in the beginning. And this is why stacking sats is so powerful, because it's way easier to convince someone to say, Bitcoin's designed to pump forever. It's impossible to be late for an asset that's designed to pump forever. Just put $50 in a week. Put in $50 a week. You're not going to the bar because your government won't fucking let you go to the bar, and you're just taking that willy-nilly. So take that $50 and put it into Bitcoin, and worst comes to worst, you'll lose it.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yes, Rockstar.
You're too hard on yourself, man. Like, I know how much you want to get people to front run billionaires, but you can't save everyone.
No, but I can save my people. I want to save my people, Rockstar.
Yeah.
Man,
all of us do, but I don't know how many we can save.
Yes, because now I feel like I need to talk, Matt, because it's stay humble, man. Just go back to yourself. You just can't explain it to all the people. Plus, it's easy for us, man. I mean, we've had conviction for what, like 10 years. It will be it's really easy, but you're underestimating like the leap of faith it takes, because what you're saying, stacking sets, that's a great gateway into it, because when people like they start looking at the price and this and that, but you also forget it's not like conviction is not easy. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a podcast with you, Marty, and American Huddle, that legendary podcast, and you have Marty going like, what if we're advertising this Bitcoin to people and like it goes to zero? So even somebody like Marty has doubts. And then I DM'd Marty and said, Marty, don't worry, Uncle Rockstar has you covered. We're not going. And he was like, okay, man, let's go.
And what was the price during that episode? It was like 9K or something.
It was like 5K or something, like 6K. It was
Imagine if you could buy a 9K again.
Yeah, I'll go all in.
Do you remember like there was this like launch that I think it was American Huddle, NVK, me, and Hodlnut. Obviously Hodlnut, and like Bitcoin is never going under 10K ever again. We prepared
like 25 times or something.
Yeah, but this time, like I was in it because I am this whole Dream Boy thing that you're projecting. It's now like I'm picking it up and I was at 8K. So I think American Huddle, like, no, I did 6K. I was like, we'll never see Bitcoin at 6K. NVK did, no, American Huddle did, we'll never see Bitcoin under 7K. NVK was 8, and somebody was 9. And then it was like Hodlnut final boss at 10. And that was like the last time. So because it takes a village, man. And I just think you're doing great. Just like, don't be so hard on yourself. Stack harder. Do what you can do. Like, don't worry about stuff you can do. So.
Yeah. One thing, I agree with what Rockstar you're saying. That conviction takes time to build, right? It's not something which can come automatically to everyone. You know, I can talk for myself, right? I can say that the conviction that I have now is definitely more than the conviction that I had 2 years back, right? Which means that I could get more Bitcoin than I have right now, and that's the same for everyone. Everybody has less Bitcoin than what they could have had, right? So, and
I don't have any Bitcoin. You guys have Bitcoin?
Yeah.
I sold all my Bitcoin in the March panic sell at like 3,500, and I've just been doing the podcast and pretending I didn't this whole time.
There is this guy on Twitter, like American Huddle. He says he has like 615. He's like,
yeah, 615 is the number.
He actually
6.15.
Yeah, he's doing all right. So what was I going to say? Yeah, that conviction thing is very interesting, right? Because you get, I see a ton of times from, like my pre-Bitcoin friends, they tell me that they're too late and that I got in early, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm still stacking. I stack every day, and like they think I'm early and they're late. But meanwhile, I'm stacking more than they're stacking right now.
Exactly.
Which is like a crazy concept. And one thing I've noticed that does work actually pretty well, at least with your close friends, because there's OPSEC issues. You should never tell anyone how much Bitcoin you own. But I think there is some worth to telling your close friends how much you're stacking on a daily basis, because that does kind of show them your level. It puts a number on your level of conviction.
No, man. No, you like NVK had the best answer where people ask, should I buy Bitcoin? You say no. Like, that's not for you.
No, fuck that shit, dude. I'm gonna be taking care of these people otherwise.
No, man, like you can't. This is the thing. Also, you have insider information. Get your friend.
What insider information do I have?
Well, you have connection with me, and you know how awesome I am, and then you were like, okay, this guy is in Bitcoin ecosystem. Of course,
I literally broadcast all my alpha publicly for free for the last like
Yes.
8 years. I've been doing
Nobody
that.
watches it.
Okay, and it's still not priced in. That's how ridiculous this fucking thing is. There's bad takes on the daily. They're talking about NFTs on CNBC. People are talking about like which shitcoin's going to do this or which shitcoin's going to do that, or should I buy Tesla? Should I buy Chinese Tesla? Should I buy, European Tesla? And they're trying to buy all these shitcoin stocks. And meanwhile, this whole time I'm just publicly broadcasting all my alpha, and they just don't even realize. Like they still have not realized.
Yeah, man, that's how it is. But did you know that Kanye and Kim are divorcing?
So is this relevant?
Well, no, but that's what I'm telling you, man. It's just people are overwhelmed, man.
Oh, people talk about that. They care about that, but they're not paying attention to the greatest financial opportunity of their lifetime. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what. And like everyone needs to understand that I'm telling you, like it's insider information, man. Like it takes time to read about the history of cypherpunks and understand that 30 years ago some people were already seeing what information will do to people, how it will drive them mad, how you will have ability to, because information will be generated like 100x, you will be able to point information in direction of certain group and make them go like insane, which is what's happening daily with all these people that you're like hooked up to Twitter feeds, Facebook
Right.
Yeah.
feeds.
There's just
That's
so
right.
much noise, right?
Yeah.
There's like an insane. So I actually, this was something I already had like on my scratch pad over here about things I wanted to talk about. It's just like in these. Well, I was going to say, I mean, you're right. Like it's just a society thing. Like I have on Twitter right now, I have this guy, Jared Dillian at Daily Dirt Nap. He was on Tales from the Crypt. I like him. He bought Bitcoin. Then he sold Bitcoin and he did his, the worst thing you could ever do, right? Which is send out the tweet like I sold all my Bitcoin. But you're just like, first of all, you're just asking to get just trolled for the rest of your life until you publicly buy back in. And then second of all, like it's obviously going to pump in your face when you do that. And he tweeted out just now, I hope everyone realizes this was a bear market rally. And he's not even talking about Bitcoin. He's talking about like tech stocks and shit. But he's just on such a different level that like, why does that even tweet even fucking matter? Like why is that a thought that even fucking mattered? First of all, there's no such thing as a bear market in a hyperinflationary environment when they're just going to print money and make sure bear markets don't exist. So he's like completely out of place on that. I mean, stocks are designed to pump forever as well. When the stocks aren't designed to pump forever, but they will pump until the hyperinflationary event ends. But like he's just on completely cloud nine. Like he's not even concentrating on what matters. No, Jared, someone in the comments asked if he's a comedian. He's not a comedian. He talks about important things.
Yeah, but
Daily Dirt Nap.
That's the luxury that fiat economy gives you, because you can be so much wrong and still be so well off. And it's what I'm telling you, man. Like you're too hard on yourself. Like I now realize, it's just again repeating the main like lesson, which is like you can only wish for people as much as they wish for themselves. And anybody watching this and we're not persuasive, come to Miami Bitcoin conference, and only then you can buy Bitcoin. Like that's one extra hoop. So we'll invent more.
So I mean, I wanted to talk about noise, and then we'll talk about the conference. So during the bull market, there's so much noise. There's so much noise. The signal gets hidden. All the charlatans come out. Everyone on Twitter is just going for like the lowest hanging engagement fruit. It is super exhausting. And I just want the freaks to realize, like, just have fun with it. Like, just don't let it get to you too much. Stay focused. The sats matter more than engagement. And don't, I don't know, just don't like sell out your soul from some little engagement gains, just getting the likes or like, the NFTs are like a perfect example. It's like anyone who just doesn't care about their audience can just squeeze them dry for as much money as possible. And there's a big push in bull markets to be like, we're all in this together. Why are you attacking us? We're all doing well. Like, just jog off. Just be like, why are you so pessimist? Why aren't you just chill or whatever? And it's just exhausting.
Yeah. I can't work. My productivity has taken a dip, significant dip as the market started pumping. I cannot. I find it so hard to focus with all this noise.
I find it hard to focus on this stream because I'm not in the center, but Price is in the center. Like, what is this, man? Come on, man. Like, there we go. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm gonna represent. There we do have.
No one wants to see you up there. There we go.
See, and he's like, okay, why is everybody caring so much about Price?
No. Wait, first of all, price. I'm not saying that price doesn't matter. Like, price is the most important metric.
No,
it is literally the most important metric. It is the free market telling us the current valuation of Bitcoin.
No.
It is the number one most important metric we have in Bitcoin.
No.
But I just don't think that I think people need to be aware that in bull markets, the charlatans come out, the scammers come out, the growth marketers and the growth hackers and shit come out.
Yeah.
And it's just exhausting. And a lot of people feel like they need to keep up with the Joneses, in that respect. And so, like, a lot of people who you might otherwise have respect for fall down that hole. And it's important, not to be one of those people, I think, long term. I think this is something that you should just, be aware of.
Why are you taking this so hard, man, that you've like farmed the land and grew the crops and then now somebody else is reaping the harvest? Like, there will always be like these people. So you must not become discouraged. Like, it's a profession like any other, like signaling expertise. And it's the way that things are. Like, the important thing is just to not let that corrupt you. Like, it's a failure. But it's not even a failure, man. It's just how things are, and there is a space for all of us. Like, then those people don't get they don't get to enjoy the things that you're enjoying, and they can have their like Twitter likes and a little bit of fiat cash, but they don't get the enjoyment of hard work that you were doing, and you know how things are. So
they won't let me Twitter won't let me I can't report impersonators unless I upload KYC and blue check myself.
Yes.
Really?
I responded. I've just been getting increasingly angry with my support replies to Twitter, and the most recent one was, I was like, honestly, the blue checks can go fuck themselves. I don't care if my audience gets scammed. That was like my most recent email to them.
Yeah. So let's tweet at our man Jack Dorsey, you and me, because he follows you and me. I don't know if he follows also Suhab, and we're like, come on.
I'm a pleb.
We're all plebs here, Suhab, except for Rockstar.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Now you will take my pleb badge, everyone. But it's like,
no, you're a true pleb. You can tell because you're bald.
Well, man, I gave it all for Bitcoin, including.
Okay, so let's talk about Bitcoin Miami. You guys are both coming to Bitcoin Miami in June 4th through 5th?
Probably,
yeah.
So I've been working with them. And I do have they rug pulled my promo code. I don't make any money from the promo code. I was getting 21% off to anyone who used it. Now they've moved it down to 15%. It's still the best promo code. So it's all caps humble. So if you are going to come, use that code. That's b.tc/conference. They have like a great fucking domain name. But besides that, the big thing that I'm championing over there, and I just got the green light from the CEO, David Bailey, is we're going to have a whole open source workshop section, and it's going to be devoted all to open source software, no charge, but like they have to be on like the MAT approved list. Okay. And I would really love if RTL and BTC Pay Server was there. So I figured I might as well have you both on the podcast and ask you on the spot live, if your projects would be interested in joining us.
Maybe.
What the fuck, man?
It's like zero.
Fuck yeah from me.
Well, we're gonna have both RTL and BTC Pay server down there.
There we go. It's like fall behind the leader, Matt.
Yes, of course.
And like the price is gonna be like $200,000 of Bitcoin. We're gonna have like 10,000 Bitcoiners. We're gonna have like congressmen, billionaires, plebs, $200,000 Bitcoin, open source workshops, build your own node, accept payments, fucking do coin joins in person. Like it's gonna be a fucking blast.
You want to make a bet?
What?
Like it won't be 200K by.
Yeah, I make that bet every day when I stack. I'll make that bet. What do you want to say under?
Man, you're so awesome that Bitcoin will be like 130 and you'll come to Miami like, oh no, it's not.
Well, look, Rockstar. I think if the price is like a humble 140, like I think people would be fine with that too. Like we'd still have a good party.
No, they would come to you and be like, Matt, why is it not 200K? You promised me, but this other awesome Bitcoiner, Dan Held, he said it won't. He's right. You're wrong.
Well, Dan Held's saying that there's going to be a super cycle and that this is the last cycle.
Well, who has more followers, you or Dan?
Followers don't. I'm not in for the followers. I'm in it for the sats.
Because that will be another my point is because Dan has all the bots and everything else. Because Matt Odell, it's just it's illustration how unfair the world is. But that's exactly where you and me, Matt, operate. We operate in that like environment where you fix the wrong and you make a better system, and you just need to stay focused inward rather than outwards and stay humble. So I'll just keep talking on this podcast because all I'm hearing from you've been too hard on yourself, man. Like you're doing phenomenal and you're like, no, it's not 200K, it's only 130. We need to support you more, Matt. Freaks, please support Matt more. He needs it. He needs our support.
Some days I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I haven't done enough. And then other days I wake up in the morning and I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, I'm a failure. And then other days I wake up in the morning and I just have to remind myself to stay humble. It's a meme now, but I like look in the mirror in the morning. I'm like, oh, stay humble, Matt. I actually say it out loud like a fucking crazy person. I don't know if that's healthy or not. I think it's probably a little bit healthier than not healthy in terms of a bull market.
Get the information out of you, especially when you're like conduit of Bitcoin, because we're all kind of serving Bitcoin. So sometimes it's just too much information and you need to get it out.
But anyway, I want both of you in Miami for fucking Bitcoin 2021. It's going to be fucking ridiculous. Even if we're at like a humble 110, I think it'll be ridiculous. But I really do not think are we going to bet on it, by the way? Are you going to go bearish Bitcoin? What are you're going to say under 200K by conference day?
With you? Yes.
What are we betting? You want to bet Bitcoin or fiat?
Drinks.
The trick is if I bet Bitcoin, it's in my favor because if the price is lower, then the amount I give you is less. So that was good. I'll bet you drinks, but you have to show up, or you have to buy me drinks even if you don't show up, I guess.
Well, that's why I will buy this great thing, Bitcoin, and if I don't show up, I just put you on a webcam and then I send Bitcoin, like you'll be a Paula feed, or.
So what's your bet? You're saying under 150 or under 200K?
Well, you said 200K, man. Like I don't.
Well, I'm putting my balls on the table. If you just want to take my top line offer and use that as the bet, then by all means we can do that. But that's on you.
Man, I could. Like, why do you want Bitcoin to be under 100K? Like, I can do 100K, but
it's not going to be under. You think it's going to be under 100K in June? There's no way it's under 100K in June.
There we go. Now you're like, okay, maybe I
like if we want to play some inside baseball with the freaks that are listening right now because they're my people. 200K is a little bit ambitious, probably. But you got to go top line. You got to go top line on these kind of things. And so I did go top line, but I'm happy. I'm happy to bet 200K conference day.
And
the other person has to buy 5 drinks.
Sure.
Deal?
10 drinks.
What kind of drinks? Are we like? Is there a, can a bottle be a drink? Like, what is, like, how do we?
Man, you and me, like, we don't go into details. We know, like, both is good. So 10 drinks.
10 drinks, 200K. Boom.
Yes. There we go. Everyone is a witness. So yeah, this is perfect.
10 bottles of mezcal. Young Lurk in the comments.
Listen, if
honestly,
you do that to me, I accept it.
The funny, like Rockstar has the better end of this deal here, because if it's over 200K, he can easily afford the 10 drinks.
Man, I don't have Bitcoin. Like, what's up with you?
Yeah.
Only, like, I'm a developer. I'm working on Strike. I'm like taking my salary in dollars. Then I buy McDonald's because I don't earn much, but I'm happy, and that's that.
This is my favorite part about pleb culture is we have Chips Ahoy in the Twitch comments right now, and he's saying that 200K is bearish as fuck. It's like, it doesn't matter what you say on Twitter. There's always like 3 or 4 guys who respond that are like, you fucking bear. You like piece of shit. You're like, we're going to have sat cent parity within a year, and they respond, you fucking bear.
Are you sure you want me at that conference? Because now it's definitely cancel Rockstar at the conference. It will be.
Yeah.
We can have a full, I'm telling you, I'm helping them put it together. We can have a full cancel Rockstar side event. Maybe we can do a dunk tank. What about this, Rockstar? If the price is over 200K for the conference, would you be willing to sit in a dunk tank in the conference and the outside area of the conference and get dunked by random freaks? I guess we could have it like lightning enabled just to keep it on brand.
Well, if they can set me up with this video stream and stuff, no, that's the thing on conferences. Like, I likely won't be speaking at any conference. Like, all Rockstar events are after midnight. So whatever you can organize with Bitcoin conference, it's like after midnight, like Rockstar team, because in Berlin, we had this like running around the block. And there was Gigi. Gigi was also running with me. And he was like, okay, now I hate big blocks even more, because it's such a big block to run around. And stuff like that. I mean, and we were wasted completely. So event like that, yes, definitely, we can organize something. Yeah.
Oh wow, that guy, that Daily Dirt Nap just blocked me. We were mutual followers. He blocked me for saying nah. And he didn't even hear the harsh shit I said on the podcast. He probably wasn't listening to the live stream. He had no idea what was going on. He just didn't like my lowercase nah. Like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Those people can have fun staying poor. I'm fine with that. But it's the other people. It's the people that I don't know. Just I can't believe it just blocked me over that. That's fucking crazy. I got to stop paying attention to Twitter. So let's. So we have you lined up for an after dark dunk tank. Is that what I heard?
No, now I'm insulted, because me, fellow Bitcoiner here, like on your podcast, pumping the audience, being like, okay, this is a great inside story with their Gigi, and you're like overwhelmed with information, caring if some like random guy blocked.
Well, the only reason I'm looking at Twitter is because you're fucking tweeting. So,
well, I'm a rock star, man. Okay, like let's do, like, we're doing a deal already. Like, you and me, we have a trip set up where you will help me become a dream boy and change the future, and I'll show you how to be a rock star.
I can't believe you blocked me. That was just okay. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We can't focus on the Bitcoin deniers. So I'm excited for both of you to be in Miami. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good. I'm excited to see all the freaks down there. It'll be a good party. BitBlock Boom already got sold out in August, which is crazy.
I told people, but nobody.
Good to see. You know what happened? It was all the people that missed all the people that were there with me in 2020 all bought right away, and then the people who were too scared to come because of the pandemic, they all FOMO bought. So it just resulted in the whole conference just getting sold out super fucking quickly. Because that was like, and that was an event that'll never be replicated, because we had a fucking 200-person conference in the middle of a pandemic. And I mean, I hope it can never be replicated. Like I prefer if we don't have a whole worldwide lockdown where we have to test who will come to the Bitcoin conference. So I think, as far as I'm concerned, and John Vallis and Michael Saylor won't be happy about it, but I think that was really the 100K party. I think that'll never be replaced as a 100K party. But that's just between me and all the guys that were down there at BitBlock, and the ladies. We had a lot of ladies for a Bitcoin event. We had like a massive 7 or 8% ladies. So that was good. That was good to see.
He's leaving us out. Did you go, Suhab?
I did not. No.
Down with Matt Odell. Never replicated.
Yeah, no, I'm to be clear to the freaks listening, I'm dunking on both of my guests right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
This show is about having my friends on so I can dunk on you guys. Like, I don't have like strangers on the show.
Yes.
That's the whole point. Like, why are we here? Like, we're just having a fun time. It's a Bitcoin Tuesday with the freaks. We're all getting blocked by random Twitter accounts together. Like, this is what it's about. Podcast app on Graphene, Atenapod in F-Droid is great. John Devine asked in the comments. So I wanted to pivot a little bit here, Rockstar. You're big in you've been mainly focused on two different projects. One is LN Strike and one is BTC Pay server. Both have a heavy Lightning focus. LN Strike is I guess before we even start this, how would you explain Lightning, Rockstar?
Yeah, I mean, I would somehow play with the concept of settlement, like instant physical settlement. Physical to like emphasize what's actually happening is that party and counterparty, they're like literally settling at that moment, which you don't even have on Bitcoin, on chain.
You're like working on this shit for like 6 hours a day, and you don't even have a good, concise description of it.
Man, because I code, I don't go on.
Okay, Suheb, what is Lightning for the freaks that don't know what Lightning is?
Lightning, the simplest form is think of it as a bar tab system, right? Which allows you to make payments quickly and then settle, all of them together in form of a channel open or channel close, right? So think of it as a bar tab for making fast payments.
A bar tab with real money instead of shitty money.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, it's a way for you to send smaller, lower cost, higher speed payments than if you were using just the regular Bitcoin on chain.
Yeah.
That was a horrible description too. We both beat Rockstar as on our description.
I have excuse. I'm not an evangelist. Suheb, you're a winner. You win this one.
Lightning is a way to send Bitcoin faster and cheaper than you would otherwise, and it has certain trust trade-offs that are acceptable because we just try and minimize them as much as possible, and you have the fee and time savings. How's that? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of Paul.
That's not pleb friendly though.
That's not pleb friendly?
No.
Pleb friendly. Pleb friendly.
Bar tab.
If you're a new pleb and you don't know what Lightning is, that'll probably be the only way you use Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And you won't even realize, right? Is that's really the...
Well,
that's exactly what it is. Every wallet is going to be Lightning wallet.
Yeah, that's where I come in with my view of the future when I say that like Lightning will mostly be like enterprise level, like hosted. and you, I don't know how much we agree on this, Matt, that like majority of Lightning nodes will be exchanges like OKCoin and big entities.
Well, I kind of agree with this, but I think it's bearish and that needs to be fought. And you just think it's inevitable and fine. Is that where we stand here?
I'm thinking that it definitely needs to be fought the same way privacy is fought for. So maybe you and me can create some kind of cypherpunk association but we already have Ellen Big. They're doing a good job when it's like,
Oh my God. I mean, they're like the CIA or something. Like all of their fucking servers are in Langley. Over there in Virginia.
So don't use Ellen Big. This is
so I mean, I have two sovereign routing nodes, right? One is controlled by one is a public node, and one is a node that isn't attributed to me. And they both are Tor only routing nodes, right? And they're always going to be at a disadvantage to ClearNet, highly connected, enterprise nodes, right?
But
they exist. They exist. And as long as we have those routing nodes, as long as we have Tor only routing nodes, a sovereign user can always connect their node to one of those nodes, and they'll have a hop that is Onion only, that's Tor only, before they go into enterprise network.
For me, this is the next battlefield on which, we will need to battle, and
it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
No, but Rockstar, do you mean like routing nodes will be institutional driven? Is that what you meant? Like it'll be the routing infrastructure will be operated by institutions, not.
Yes.
Well, it depends what your measurement is, right? If you're talking about sheer amount of Bitcoin capacity, it's obviously going to be the KYC'd enterprise. So this was what I wanted to unpack, right? Because it's really cool because Rockstar isn't evolved. The two main projects he has a highly regulated financial services company, which is LN Strike. And then he has BTC Pay Server. And BTC Pay Server is an open source project where they're not holding any funds custodial or anything. So it's not regulated. It's code. It's code that anyone can run. And that is like our best defense. And that's what RTL is too, which Suheb works on. Ride the Lightning is this idea that if you have open source code, like anyone could be running these routing nodes. And what you see is a perfect example, I would say, is between BTC Pay and BitPay is if you're a merchant and you're processing payments and you're running BTC Pay server, you could do whatever the hell you want. If you're running BitPay, which is centralized and custodial, like you have to do KYC on your customers when they pay you because they got compelled and forced because they're a centralized project, right?
Yeah.
But my take on routing's future is that it will be to a large extent institutional or people who will be running routing infrastructure in a professional manner. Even if you're not a big institution, because there is a level of maintenance and operational excellence required to be able to be an effective routing node operator. So we can have all sorts of solutions in place which allow you to manage your node, but to be able to run it at scale, continue to maintain it requires work. It's not a trivial matter, right? Requires uptime, requires looking at your channel balances, requires funding, right? So all of that effort which is required will result in at least some level of professionalism being built into it, and institutions will definitely grab a big chunk of it, and then people at the retail level would have to have some sort of a professional mini data center type setup to be able to run good routing nodes, even with all the tools that we have.
There's two things here, and it's important, I think, that they're delineated. Is you have a routing node and you have an end user. For an end user to operate in a relatively self-sovereign way, I mean, they can just download something like Phoenix Wallet on their phone, or ideally, they're iterating, right? But like a better setup, like they're trying to reduce the trust that is in them as a centralized entity there. but you can use it in a relatively self-sovereign way by just downloading Phoenix Wallet, right? On the routing node side, this is someone who's running a 24/7 node. And if they're a sovereign user, they're running it only through Tor. So all of a sudden I don't even know if, I don't think, it definitely takes some kind of education, and we fortunately have a bunch of plebs that have been very focused on it. I mean, I've learned a shit ton about running a routing node, mostly from losing money. I just kind of dove in, and I do appreciate your software a ton, Suhab, because I would have lost way more money if it wasn't for Ride the Lightning. But the main hurdle that the sovereign routing nodes have is not not the education hurdle. It's the hurdle is relying on Tor. Like, Tor reliability is fucking shit. Like, we had weeks where we were getting attacked on Tor, and there was DDoS issues, and I just had like half my channels were offline. BitRefill doesn't have to deal with that. Strike doesn't have to deal with that. They have like super T1 connections and shit that they're connected to like all the different routing centers around the world, and they're like all fucking super connected because they don't care that they're doxing their location.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That's the hurdle. That's the issue.
This is where you, Matt, can become more technical in a sense. Like, you can start bringing up ClearNet servers and then SSH connection through them, so you're still not doxing the location.
You know, the problem is in our like, this is what people don't realize. Like, KYC isn't a Bitcoin only thing. Like, it's really hard to get a well-connected cloud server that isn't KYC'd.
Yeah, so we need that. Yeah, exactly. We need to fight.
So like, it's not just not doxing your IP. Like, to not dox your IP, but have a well-connected thing. Even if you tunnel to a server, you're doxing yourself to that central company, right?
Yes. So when we're going to Miami, you and me, Matt, need to rent a place and dump some servers there, and then we need to maintain it.
I fucking love the idea of like a Ready Player One type of environment, where you do. So like, what I've been doing, by the way, is me and my lady, we got rid of our apartment in Brooklyn, because New York City is at a low point. I still love New York City. We have way better pizza than Miami. Fuck you, Portnoy. Like, why are you doing pizza ratings in Miami? I'm hyper bullish on New York, but I'm not short term, and I didn't want to fucking deal with it. So I don't have to explain to the freaks. We fucking ended our lease. So we've just been moving around at Airbnbs, right? And we've been staying at all these people's Airbnb houses. And I love the idea of doing, you know, like a 15 key multi-sig and like hiding your keys in different people's houses, and they don't even know. Like, you just have like a steel slab with a seed in their house somewhere, and you know, you make the threshold to a point where it's not too easy that they can get in, but also at the same time, you don't need to get into every Airbnb in the future. And that's kind of like, I just imagine like you die or whatever, and then you're like, there's 32 houses. there's a top line. What is like 16 keys, right now. So there's 16 houses that have keys, and there's, you know, millions of dollars or something at stake. Like, that'd be just fun. That'd just be a fun.
Don't talk more about it, because everybody listening to it, I guess they will be like, okay, Matt, come to my house, please.
No, I mean, I'm not doing that. Like, that's ridiculous, but that's a cool idea.
Now you're basically like, look at the comments that will now come in. It will be like invitations, like, Matt, okay, I'm in. I'm your soldier. Let's go.
Like, if this story results in me getting discounted Airbnb fares, I'm all for it. I had another guy who I mentioned. I was like, I wanted to start mining in the Airbnbs because they pay our electricity, and just travel with ASICs, just like pull up to their house, like pull like my bag and like 4 ASICs out of the car and just like plug them in. And then some guy posted that on his Airbnb description. It says like, no Bitcoin mining allowed. Yeah. Like, that would stop me. Like, you're the one line item that's like, no Bitcoin mining. Oh, I'm not going to do it now.
And the tweet is out.
What'd you tweet? See, this is what I'm talking about. You gave me shit for checking Twitter. I haven't checked Twitter since you gave me shit for it, and now you're doing the
It's
fucking
all my fault. Okay, Matt, I accept it. Sorry, man.
posting other people's. You're like posting other people's computers on Twitter and their chargers and shit, and, and you're not paying attention here.
No.
So
What?
to get back,
I'm not paying attention to you talking about the Airbnb experience.
Okay, bro. So we got a little bit sidetracked here. My question to you is, what is it like working in those two different environments where you have this highly regulated company that's fucking killing it? Like, let's be honest, like Strike is fucking killing it. You guys are bringing a ton of money and investment. You guys are darlings. This is one of the hottest companies in all of tech. Like Jack was 30 under 30, right?
Yeah.
Am I correct on that? Jack was 30 under 30. Our boy Jack was 30 under fucking 30. All eyes on you guys. Super regulated sphere. And then you have BTC Pay Server, which is like, because it's open source software, it's not breaking any laws, but it's like really breaking laws in like every country of the world constantly.
No, we're not. No.
Right. I know. So what is that? How do you deal with that? Like, how do you deal with that dichotomy? What is, like, break that down for the freaks.
I mean, it's simple, man. I just serve Bitcoin. Like no, honestly, it's you presented me so well that whatever I say, it will just ruin the presentation. But that's kind of what I want, because I do. As a cypherpunk, I want all my code to be open source so other cypherpunks can play with it. On the other hand, open source is not well paid, and I kind of even don't want to take money for anything open source. And that's where I connected the fact that Jack is my internet nephew, and he, like, I was just about to accept this crazy offer of being like global CTO. Yeah, you don't know what you don't.
Wait,
want
are you
to know
CTO now?
Man,
Dude, congratulations.
Man, I've been CTO for like the last 10 years, but everybody sees this like a rock star developer and they think that I'm some like pimple-faced 20-year-old like goofy kid.
Dude, I didn't know that. I mean, I thought you looked like Vin Diesel. I saw the picture.
Yeah.
I mean,
He does look like that.
Dude, congratulations. I didn't know you were CTO.
I'm not CTO, man. Like I got the offer to be CTO, and then Jack called me and he was like, "Oh man, like I'm starting the startup. I really need."
Separately, not Zap, not Strike CTO.
Yeah, I'm not Strike's CTO. I have even better title, but I'm not gonna share it with you.
What's your title?
No, I'm not gonna share it with you until you show more love. Because honestly, Matt, like I knew you're not sending me love for some reason. I didn't know it's because you're too hard on yourself. So I need.
I've been
more
sending
love
you so much love.
No, you haven't. Like, when was the last time you messaged me?
I messaged you to come on this like yesterday or 2 days ago.
Before that,
I don't know, because all of our messages delete after 7 days, so I never remember what we talked about last.
Yeah, there he even.
But that's good. That's how it should be.
Yes, it should be. But you should.
We communicate every day. We communicate every day telepathically. Like, we wake up in the morning. I just, like, send you some love. I send you some love.
This is a love fest.
Waves.
See, and now you even have, this is like home court, so you have plebs defending you. Or like, why don't I message Matt?
Why don't you message me?
I messaged Matt, like I messaged him plebs, but he didn't respond.
Dude, I always respond to you.
So I'm
a quick response.
No.
But first of all, just to be clear, BTC, I just wanted to, before we continue here, I did say BTC Pay is breaking law. BTC Pay is not breaking any laws. BTC Pay is self-sovereign open source software. It's not breaking any laws. Code is free speech. And that's that. What I meant to say is, by statist, it might be perceived as
likely legal.
Likely illegal. Like a statist might call it likely illegal product. While something like Strike is completely above board, you have like Visa investment and shit like that, right? It's like a whole different ball game.
Yeah. So for me, like I'm telling you, it's just Bitcoin tells me serve here, I serve, and it's easy because I really am blessed by the fact, like, man, I'm like super support any project that you're doing from technical side. Like I can, handle so many things. That's why, like, both if you look at BTC Pay server, it's Nicholas loves me. If you look at Strike, it's Jack loves me, even though, yeah, Nicholas is not my nephew. I mean, maybe he should publicly declare that. That's the conclusion here, because Jack said, yeah, I'm like crazy internet uncle. So that's my description. Yeah. But
So I'm curious, Suheb. Like, what do you think? What is your opinion here? Is it Rockstar's fault that he's not messaging me? Is it my fault that I'm not messaging him?
I think you guys
Where
should
does
get a room.
RTL stand on this? Is there an
Both of you should get a room, get a room and sort it out.
okay, Matt, when are we renting Airbnb? I'm already getting
well,
a discount.
I mean, I don't know if you're coming to Miami. I already rented a penthouse, so because my money is where my fucking mouth is, right? Like I think 200K by conference day is a fucking reality, and I agree with the plebs that it might be a little bit too bearish. Who the fuck knows? I think
Chicago, like we have
Chicago is like a worse version of New York.
No, it's not. It's like cleaner version of New York.
Yeah, worse. It's cleaner because there's less people, less things going on.
No, man. Like I'm telling you, as immigrant here, there is so much things to learn. But you don't come for Chicago. You come for the fact that you want to see like Bitcoin
Rockstar and Jack
in Chicago, and Jack set up, and we organize something. Like you do want to get into that closet, right?
No, yeah, you do have we do have good Bitcoiners in Chicago.
Yeah.
Very strong Citadel over there. I do like my Chicago Bitcoiners. We all have to be allied against the Austin Bitcoiners. They're getting a little bit too powerful. So it's important. It's important that we join forces.
Yeah. Just let me know when you're coming in, because we're gonna organize that party. Plus, that's when Marty was also saying he wanted to get together, so he can also come.
That was my favorite. Have you been in the closet that Jack streams from? Jack Mahler streams
Of course,
from?
man. What do you think?
The closet. It's like the most famous closet in Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I take care of my nephews. I mean,
the ultimate Uncle Jim over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I will be actually in that closet in like what, 2 days. So that won't be public. Sorry, all the plebs. But when Matt is there, I just don't know how I'll do setup, because then I will need to show my Vin Diesel face and internet will go wild. But
I mean, you've doxed yourself a couple times.
well, you need to defend your privacy. Yeah, that's the thing. If anybody who knows and controls the places where I doxed myself can delete that, I would be thankful to you, because we need to destroy information before information destroys us.
Noted. I will check. I think I have a. No, I don't think no, I definitely am not. I definitely do not host any photos of you.
Yeah,
I might have retweeted a photo of you, but I didn't tweet it.
Now you know. Now you'll join. Say, Uncle.
No, because I'm very conscious about that shit. People are not conscious enough about that shit. Before I was like public, half the times I got doxxed was because people took pictures of me while I was just drinking and enjoying Bitcoiners, and like I just didn't expect that it was going to get posted. Bitcoiners post way too many pictures on, and I know I sound like a hypocrite. I fucking do a live stream with a video, once a week lately with RHR, but
yeah, I mean,
Bitcoiners post too many photos, and like at least with that, it's like me and Marty doxing ourselves. It's different than when you're at a conference and you're taking a picture of people and then you post it.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like how cypherpunks understood all of this way back, because information, like with the advance of computing technology, it really became immortal, and that's a problem. So whenever you're like taking a picture of someone, you're like taking the part of his identity, and now you own it, and there is something so powerful.
And you can sell an NFT for it.
Yeah, and now it's like, because it's such a mess because I'm telling you, man, everything that happens for a reason. It's
Do you
just
think deep fakes help us here?
they will they will just pump
It's
the
like coin join,
madness.
isn't it? Aren't deep fakes are like coin join for our face and our noise and our voices, right? Like I think, like what do we
But they
think
will be
we're?
weaponized.
I think in 5 years, the shitcoiners will be able to do a fake RHR with me and Marty,
Yeah,
where we talk about like how this shitcoin is like the best shitcoin ever
yeah,
because we have so much voice out there, right? We've given them the podcasters have given them so much voice data that they can use for these deep fake technologies
yeah.
that they can probably create a whole fake RHR within 5 years that's just like promoting Dogecoin or something.
And yeah, but this is where I like you and me can have a separate philosophy podcast because I can tell you already where this ends. And it's exactly like how it will be weaponized because you see people going mad right now with the way information is pumped. Imagine deep fakes weaponized, like personal contacts
Well,
weaponized.
what you do is when I release a show, I'll PGP sign it, right?
Well, you would need to PGP sign every moment of this,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's like
Well, no, I'll take the MP3, right, and I'll sign, like I'll hash the MP3 and then I'll sign it.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, it's
You can do that.
like this
And
is
then
the,
and then hopefully there'll be like a nice app that automatically verifies that shit and then streams value for value. Like if we're gonna go full Bitcoiner, uh,
no, no,
Bitcoiner dreamscape, and then it does value for value through Lightning
no.
after it verifies, right?
It will be crazy, man, because like by then our brains will already be injected with all these mini computers that Elon Musk is working on, which I love. Like everybody's like, oh, Bill Gates want to do vaccine and like get microchip in, and Elon Musk is like, I literally want to put microchip in your head, and everybody's like, yes, go Elon. But that's the power of branding. However, my point is,
Well,
like
yeah, fuck that.
information is, and here is Huddlework saying it like already, like, isn't it almost all fake now? Yes, it is, my man. But
Yeah, we're not even recording this. This is all AI generated with the blockchain.
because here is the thing, just imagine we get to the technology level where we do start harvesting the power of sun directly using Dyson Sphere. Like, this
Well,
is
now it sounds like bullshit.
no, man. But
Are you
here's the
seeking
thing, like, how
investment
do
in
you
this?
think,
Is this a
man,
Vitalik?
no.
Is this a Vitalik Buterin operation?
No, this is like the fact that as our technology power grows, so does our like need to verify and control that system. Because like if you have Dyson Sphere, do you really think there will be some committee on Earth saying, "Oh, move that mirror a little bit left"? There's a guy like around there. Okay, I'll move it. No, man, it will need to be like applied cryptography, like people signing, like every command being executed and verified, stuff like that. So, and as Duck is saying in comments, like, yeah, you don't need a whole sphere. Like, you just need to build a little bit of mirrors, and then you point them anywhere, and it's that ray. So that's what's happening right now. Like our technology is advancing so fast, and we can't catch up because we're still
Oh my
stuck.
god! You
Yeah,
tweeted at Airbnb in the middle of this podcast asking them
yeah.
for a discount from me.
Yes,
Appreciate
man.
you.
Because I'm at the level of information, and I'm telling you, like I'm talking about Dyson.
You like give me shit for checking Twitter, and you're just like live tweeting this whole fucking episode.
No, well, what can I do, man? I need to live up to the whole rock star nickname. So I'm reading comments. See, Romario Hoddle is saying, "What rock star? What if you just wear a disguise wherever you go?" I can't, man. I don't want to become what's the name of that shitcoin guy that had a mask. I forgot already.
Who's the shitcoin guy who had a mask on?
Well,
Usually the shitcoiners are public.
no, but what's the name of the guy? But yeah, let's not promote him. Like Romario, the way I solve this is I get drunk whole night and then I wake up at like 7 or 8. So I, in the evening, and then that's how I do conferences. So it's already disguise of the night.
I mean, so like, are you both? Are both of you guys Android guys?
Yes, I'm an Android guy. Yep.
Sorry, I
So-
sold out for Clubhouse.
wait. Yeah, so Suheb, so you haven't been on Clubhouse yet, right?
I do have an iPad, which I used to sometime get on Clubhouse, but my phone
Okay,
is
so
Android.
I mean, I think Clubhouse is, and one of the freaks mentioned it in the comments. I mean, Clubhouse kind of feels to me like their attempt to basically do that, right? Like build up the deep fake AI database of voices. And coming from me, yeah, it sounds hypocritical. Like they don't have to do that to me. I'm just broadcasting right now, right? Like I broadcast my voice all the time. I'm hoping for hiding within the deep fake. That is the plan. But like it kind of does feel like that's the strategy, right? Is that all these apps are like trying to get microphone privileges to just harvest our voices.
Yeah.
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 And this is where you schedule a philosophy, episode with me, and I tell you exactly how this plays out.
I think other Bitcoiners do better with the philosophy stuff. So I try and focus on number go up and tech stuff because
I'm going to give you how number go up also goes into that one.
Because surprise!
you and me.
Wait, look at this tweet, by the way, to anyone who's watching the live stream. It's like fucking ridiculous. All caps. You need to give discount to our Bitcoin boy Matt Odell Airbnb. Yeah, I think it's funny that like the shitcoiners are like way better. Like they make fun of us for the number go up stuff, but they're way better at number go up bullshit than we are. Like we failed to capture that audience. This is why I host a technical show that has the Bitcoin price streamed live. Is because that's really the key. The key is like people just want to, people just want to get rich. People just don't want to have fun staying poor.
But we can't
and the shitcoiners tell people like you will get rich right away, and we tell them you have to like conservatively dollar cost average, and you'll get rich in like 4 to 7 years.
Yeah.
It's just not as pretty of a selling point.
To be, Matt, you're too hard on yourself, man. I feel like I'm really brought here by Bitcoin to like cheer you up a little bit, because like that's not the point. Like in the end, money is just a meme. We do not need to compete. We already built like the great system. There is that great meme. I will try to retweet it with like everyone was telling to all of us like you don't belong here. So we said like, okay, we'll make our own small place. And now when Bitcoin is pumping, everyone's like, why are you excluding us? It's like you made us like do this, and that's the point, man. I mean, just turn to existing Bitcoiners and we have a lot of work to do. So Bitcoin, there will always be some energy wasted. There will always be like Bitcoin is now leading the way, and you're like, there is all this like free energy that is collected by shitcoin number one, Ethereum, like this and that, and but like that's the point. Like that's life. So we shouldn't be sorry about that. We should be proud that we are opening space for other things, and we accept it. We do not let the injustice get to us and corrupt us, but rather we focus on stuff we need to do. So, like don't buy Bitcoin. That's our theme here. Exactly, because
don't just buy Bitcoin. Devote your whole life to buying Bitcoin.
Devote your life to you to become a better person, because what Bitcoin is doing, like I would say, like the best thing about Bitcoin, it makes you a better person. So it's not even price.
Why does Bitcoin make you a better person?
Because it connects you with great people. And here is the thing, like the people that made most money in Bitcoin are those who actually didn't even care about money. And like I speak from my own experience, and I'm sure like I'm expecting you to talk about this after me, is like how much better Bitcoin made you by connecting you with other like common sense people, like-minded people. And it's like there is a work to be done, and you're enjoying the fact that there is a work to be done. It's not some mundane company that's trying to pump earnings.
Wait, no, so let's talk about that because we're all the same age group, right? Like, well, first of all, to the freaks, love you all. If you haven't retweeted on Twitter, I like feel horrible saying all this shit. Like, just like let's pump this shit up on Twitter. Let's get these numbers up. We have 132 freaks in here right now. Feel like those numbers should be higher considering we're at $54,000 and we have fucking Rockstar Devin Suheb in here. And you're hearing Rockstar right now. Like we're talking about Bitcoin with Bitcoiners. So let's pump these numbers up. I think it's crazy. So we're all the same age group. Our peers that are non-Bitcoiners are fucking hopeless right now. They're fucking scared. They're worried. They're sending out stupid tweets like Jared did. That's a bear market rally and then blocking people that respond nah in lowercase because they're just broken people that are concerned about their future and they have no idea what happens next. Like people don't realize there are no adults in the room. Everyone is fucking winging it. And our group, our peer group, our age group is extra concerned. They had a false start basically, right? Like we had the 2008 financial crisis, and just everything. It's almost like they want you to pity them, and it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous thing. And then you meet Bitcoiners, and here we are trying to build the future, right? Like we're trying to build the future, and we have so much hope. Like the key thing is hope. I'm optimistic on the future. Most of our peer group is not optimistic on the future. That is crazy to me.
Yep. My 2 cents on this is Bitcoiners are going to inherit the world and the world will be better for it. Those are my 2 cents on this.
Yeah. And now you wonder, Matt, why billionaires are joining us. Like, they can feel the energy, man. They're not dumb. You know? So
well, I just fucking love that we have 60-year-olds, we have fucking boomers, we have I guess boomers are 60-year-olds now. We have the millennials, we have the Zoomers, what's Gen X? We have all the different fucking generations. Yeah. We're all across the generations. We're the hope people, right? And then just like everyone else in our peer groups, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Did you see exactly that we are all Satoshi video?
Yeah, I was in that.
Yeah, I mentioned, like, you know how they're always preaching about like the diversity, like this and that, and then you have just like Bitcoiner video that's like natural. We're like not even trying. So it's like I get why also people hate Bitcoin, because it is that, you know, like, oh, I missed out, and you're like trying to tell them, no, you haven't missed out. Like, get in. Money is just a meme. Like, there is so much other things you can enjoy that they're like, no, I'll buy Cardano. And I get why that gets people mad, but again, like, I think we have enough work to do without all of that stuff, or feeling, you know, sad for ourselves. So I retweeted exactly like my best meme. Please clap. So you'll see that on my feed as well, and you'll now be like, oh, Rockstar, how? Finally, me versus Price. There we go, Matt. We're getting somewhere here. We're staying humble in the process.
Literally every single guest I've had on this show followed my rule of no video except for you.
Gotta be a rock star. And now I'm going to lead the way. Now all of your guests will come prepared like this, and we are going to show people.
Well, I even had Gigi. Gigi's the only one who rivals you in terms of your OPSEC-friendly video format, because he wears a full Green Man suit.
Did he give me any credit?
What, for full Green Man? Are you wearing a full green? Are you in a full green suit right now?
No, but did he give me credit?
You're right now. You're in a full green suit, right? Your whole body, including your face, is just in green fabric right now.
No.
There's no way for us to know. I'm assuming that's the case. That's what I'm gonna imagine.
Come over to Chicago and let me show you. No, but here is the thing. Exactly. So Gigi didn't give me credit for asking me about my setup and me like saying, "Oh, it's all BS, this and that." And now I should be upset at my man Gigi, especially because he also didn't put me on the top list of podcasts, and this has been going on for 2 years. But instead,
But you don't have a podcast.
he has some list of like top podcasts and this and that.
Oh,
and,
like of specific episodes.
yes, like the best podcast in Bitcoin, and I'm not on that list because he obviously
I
doesn't know
mean,
what
your
he's
pod,
doing.
like that's not your strong suit. Like your podcasts are like a little bit weak.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, I will now see
Stay humble, Rockstar.
all my friend podcasters, like supposed friends. Let's see who will invite me to.
Rockstar doesn't have a podcast, freaks who are asking in the comments. He means like when he's a guest. When he's a guest, like he wanted to be listed in Gigi's list. Right, Rockstar? He has Coding with Uncle Rockstar, which everyone should subscribe to. How do we subscribe to that, Rockstar?
Yeah, you just go on BTC Pay server YouTube page, and that's where they will be. Or you follow me on Twitter. Like,
what's the Twitch?
People,
No, we're trying to pump Twitch. What's the Twitch account?
Twitch is also Twitch TV BTC Pay server.
Oh, really? It's not like a special Uncle Rockstar or whatever?
No, man. I'm a team player. So let's.
So am I, dude. We'll get that rebroadcast. We'll make that happen. Yeah, I mean, so we have a little bit of time here. I mean, this has been a fun time so far. Do you guys have anything that's on your mind right now that you want to talk about while we're on air?
Do you want to talk about Ethereum?
No, I don't want to talk about Ethereum. So let's keep it lightning focused for now. I do want to talk about Taproot a little bit, but let's keep it lightning focused in the meantime. So one thing that I think is underrated about Lightning is the capacity that I have in terms of fiat value has gone up like 800% since last year.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize that. Like, that's crazy. Like, I have not put any more sats. I put very minimal sats additional into my node. But all of a sudden, I'm able to send like a $15 payment or something. And like, I don't have to worry about routing errors or anything because it's just so little in terms of sats.
Yeah, the channel capacity has increased. The channel value has become more dense.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. It is amazing to see that.
And it's funny because, I'm going to make a mass generalization right now, but I would say that the majority of Lightning devs are not number go up people. The majority of Lightning devs don't believe that number. Like, look, we have Rockstar. This is why we're canceling him. He doesn't believe that Bitcoin's designed to pump forever.
There we go. Yeah, that's
a key success metric for Lightning is the fact that because number go up, all things equal, the fucking purchasing power capacity of the Lightning Network is going to increase indefinitely as well. This is crazy. This is something that people I think are not prepared for. They do not realize. Like, and this is coming from someone who was bearish on Lightning and then bullish on Lightning and then bearish on Lightning and then bullish on Lightning and then bearish on Lightning, and now I'm bullish on Lightning again. So this is someone who is constantly changing their opinion on something that they're very engaged in. I was engaged in Lightning the whole time. And I think the number go up aspect is poorly understood. It's not really discussed that much. Like it scales by itself without us doing it. Like, I'm not trying to diminish the hard work of developers. Like, developers have been working really hard and stuff. But the single most factored improvement from last year is that all my channels are worth 10x in terms of purchasing power. Or not purchasing power, in terms of shitty money.
Yeah, but if you look at the overall adoption, it is still like tiny, right? Maybe 1100 BTC at this point.
Right, 1100 BTC, but 10x in fiat value.
Yeah. I mean, fiat value, yes.
And we're talking publicly, right? Like Rockstar over there he's got like this whole like secret cabal of private channels that's going on,
Yeah.
right? Like that no one knows about, like that like between regulated institutions and shit.
That will always be the case. The liquidity will always be two-tiered in Lightning. There'll be
That's a
private
completely
liquidity.
different Lightning network, right?
Yeah. It'll be a completely different Lightning network.
The only channel I need is the love channel to my man Matt's heart, and we're going to send transactions definitely. And
So that's a good question for you guys. Like, do you think? So let's talk about Liquid. Because I like putting Liquid people on the spot about Lightning. I like putting Lightning people on the spot about Liquid. I think that this whole idea that Liquid is supposed to be the trader exchange to exchange method is fucking, they're out of their mind. Like a private Lightning channel makes so much more sense for that. And I'm not saying that Liquid has no use case. I just think Liquid might actually be more useful in a more peer-to-peer type of environment where like you're trading tokens or coin joining or some bullshit, whatever, other things. But like, why would an exchange use Liquid to transfer to another exchange when they can just have like a private channel between those two exchanges? That's just their relationship, and they have a like Lightning channel, a private Lightning channel.
And that as, go ahead.
Because they need to like set up exactly like a channel with liquidity and provide that liquidity.
No, but yeah, if you're a big exchange, well, first of all, Crypt Loco's asking in YouTube, is this investment advice? Yes, everything here is investment advice. That's important.
Matt, not for me.
Only the cucks will tell you that this is not investment advice. I'm pretty sure Bitcoin's not a security, so I won't get in trouble for that, but we'll see, I guess. So Rockstar, this is what I'm saying. Like if you're Bitfinex, you can call up the guys at Kraken and be like, let's open up a fucking $5 million channel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but then
so why get Blockstream involved? Like, why not just do that instead of getting Blockstream involved? Like, why are you going to use Liquid over Lightning, private Lightning in that situation?
Because you need to post collateral, and a lot of business guys, even in like exchanges and trading, like, you know, like in Bitcoin companies, like those business guys, they're not really into it. And they would much rather prefer that they don't need to post collateral. I mean, what are we talking about, man? You saw the release from Coinbase, 130 million in Bitcoin, like pathetic. I mean,
I know that was pretty sad. But that's Coinbase. They're shitcoiners. I mean, MicroStrategy has 90,000 Bitcoin.
Man, and there's your answer. Like I'm telling you, because you would think that they would have sense to, but no. What they will do, they will IPO and $100 billion valuation and dump noobs, and you will be screaming saying, people don't buy Coinbase stock, buy Bitcoin.
Okay, so we have our boy BTC Sessions in the house. We have Ben in the house. He's asking, would the risk of hot Lightning balances be outweighed by the security of federated locked BTC for Liquid? And this is what I'm talking about. Like you say, like you need collateral, but like if you're going to send a Liquid payment for a trader, like you need to have that amount of money in Liquid BTC. Like this idea, like maybe the collateral requirement is more fluid in Liquid, but you still have a collateral requirement. Like you still need to have, you either have the money at risk in a private channel between two regulated exchanges that have a very strong business relationship, or you have the money in a federation of like 16 different organizations that you might not trust or not, right?
Damn BTC Sessions, man. Like he always shows up late. Like he should have asked this question before I had like a beer and I'm almost done with my thing, because I could maybe then explain that this makes sense to three of us as Bitcoiners, but it doesn't make sense to biz guys who are posting collaterals in like fiat, and then there aren't even like settling exactly like, and they don't also want to invest in technology to like open channels, maintain channels, this and that. So sorry BTC Sessions, but you'll need to invite
no, but my point is, look, we we already agreed that people are idiots, and that's why we're gonna that's why we're gonna make money, right? Like we're gonna make money off the fact that people are idiots and that they're
No.
short-sighted. But I'm
I-
saying eventually, when they fucking realize, when all of this shit comes together and they put two and two together, it makes way more sense for a regulated exchange and another regulated exchange to have a fucking private lightning channel between each other than it does for them to use liquid. Do we agree on that? Like, do I have both of you agree on that?
Yes.
I think as the price goes up, right, it is actually easier to operate on Lightning. And I don't think hot wallet risk is actually significant. Right? I think that is a risk which can be easily managed technically.
Why? How?
As long as it's a private channel, you have, when you are operating an exchange infrastructure, you have so much redundancy in your infrastructure built in, right? You have, security infrastructure built in. You have a redundant, server on which you can run your software. You can build so much redundancy and resiliency in your infrastructure that your hot wallet risk is minimized. It will not be like, I'm not running a Lightning wallet on a Raspberry Pi when I'm operating on an exchange where I have hot wallet
Right, I
risk,
mean,
right?
look, the exchanges already have hot wallet risk, right? Anyway, and they figured out how to mitigate it, right? Like they have mitigation
Exactly.
strategies. You rarely find out about exchanges getting hacked on their hot wallet. I mean, it does happen. That's why we have hot wallet, cold wallet splits.
Yeah. So,
But
that's
it's
why I'm
also
saying that.
different, right? Like they could have multiple hot wallets, right? Like they could have the hot wallet that's their withdrawal wallet, and they could have the hot wallet that is their private Lightning network channels.
Yeah. But I think there is some work to be done to improve the resiliency of Lightning nodes also, because right now the architecture of most of the nodes is not optimized for running in a resilient environment where you need to have multiple active infrastructure. So that work is required still at the Lightning node implementation level, which I think C Lightning actually has a more robust implementation. But if that work is done, that risk is also mitigated to a large extent. So if those risks are mitigated, then Lightning offers you so much flexibility, and the arbitrage play can actually happen much faster, right, on Lightning, and especially if the prices it continues to go up. The more price goes up, the more value dense your channel becomes, and the more arbitrage, trading, volume all your channels can handle. So I think it's a good option for exchanges to consider.
Like the exchanges, like there's a perfect example. Like someone mentioned in here, John Weiss on Twitter, said they're too busy keeping their shitcoin architecture going, and I would take that a step further. Yeah, I mean, the exchanges that are complaining and saying that it's too risky, they're supporting chains that are they have no idea they're going to get double spent. They're like super high risk, those shitcoin chains, especially something like a Bitcoin SV or something, which we still have exchanges supporting to this day, which is crazy to me, or a Bcash or a Litecoin or Ethereum Classic. We see Ethereum Classic, Coinbase got fucking double spent on Ethereum Classic. They got Eclipse attacked and they got double spent. Right. Serves them right. Like that's, I mean, it's the original Ethereum, but still. Yeah. So, I mean, so my point isn't to just destroy Liquid. My point is, it's weird that I find myself in this ecosystem and really, my measurement of when I leave this space is when I think I can just listen to a show and that show will cover what I want to talk about. As far as I'm concerned, as long as I have something unique to say, unique to discuss, like I'm going to stay here because I just fucking love Bitcoiners and I love Bitcoin. And my point is that I feel like we're in this situation where everyone just repeats the same fucking line over and over again. Liquid is for traders between exchanges. Lightning is peer-to-peer. Yada, yada, yada. Bullshit.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Between exchanges, private channels on Lightning Network make more sense to me. I think long term, and that's the strike model. Like literally what they're doing is they're setting up this whole infrastructure of private channels between all these different organizations in different countries, and it allows them to transfer value around the world instantly for very low cost. The brochure will say for free, but for very low cost, because we're trying to talk about trade-offs here. On Liquid could still be valuable for like a P2P type of situation. Like when you have to deal with inbound liquidity and all this different shit, right? Like the public Lightning Network is not fleshed out yet. Like we still have issues with the public Lightning Network. When an average freak wants to accept merchant payments, for instance, they have to get inbound liquidity. We had Craig Raw of Sparrow Wallet on the podcast 2 weeks ago. He was on Dispatch 2 weeks ago. And he added Lightning support to his donation server, right? His donation BTC Pay server. He didn't have inbound liquidity, right?
Yeah.
And he basically begged for inbound liquidity on Twitter, and someone gave him inbound liquidity. And shout out to the freaks. Like I saw like there was this node called Citadel Onion Routing node that gave him 16 million sats worth of liquidity. So shout out to that freak, whoever that freak is. That's fucking dope. But like he had to ask for it on Twitter. If he used Liquid, he didn't have to ask for it. He can just receive immediately. He can receive donations via Liquid. An exchange doesn't have that issue, right? Like Kraken doesn't have to ask Bitfinex to open. Like they can just get a channel opened privately.
Yeah, Lightning at the retail level definitely has that challenge. You have to buy liquidity right before you can actually receive. So Lightning Pool is another model where you can get liquidity. It's entire liquidity market in itself. But yeah, I agree with that. That a private channel between exchanges is definitely a viable model, and I definitely see it getting adopted more and more. And Liquid might actually get more value out of token exchanges on top of Liquid rather than just trader liquidity facilitation between exchanges. But I mean, this is just my perception. I think Lightning will compete with Liquid basically, in terms of inter-exchange liquidity.
I just like wish they were just better at selling Liquid. Like I just feel like they're not selling Liquid in the right way. It's just it's I think it could be more useful. Rockstar, you have opinions on everything. You're just like shrugging your head over there about our Liquid conversation, huh?
I am just thinking like how to turn off my video and go refill the flask because like I'm done.
So just turn off your video. It's on the bottom. It's on the bottom. Press the camera and go refill.
I'm kind of enjoying the flames and hearing you two talk about Liquid. Because if you want to promote Liquid, Matt, like they need media personality.
Well,
like,
it's the funny part is I'm like the most critical of them as a public personality, but I also talk about them all the time because I feel like no one talks about it. So they pull out my quotes out of context. And they're just like, here's Matt talking about Liquid. And I love it. They do a good job with the pullouts. I'm a fan of Blockstream. I think Blockstream does good work. I just think they're misguided on Liquid. I think they could use a little bit, if they want to bring me on as a consultant, like I wouldn't be against it.
Pull up my Twitter. I mean, let's.
Okay, yeah. So BTC Sessions is asking any value in the. That's what I'm excited about. He's asking if there's any value in the confidential transaction aspect. Yes.
Yes.
The cool part is you can take Samson Mao's like fucking NFT game where he's doing like the Infinite Fleet. He's got his video game where he has the ships are all NFTs and they have their own token. And they have all this different shit. You can coin join those with just regular Liquid Bitcoin. And because of confidential assets and confidential transactions, that coin join would be an effective coin join. Like you wouldn't know which is which. Now, the issue is you'd have to swap back to Bitcoin, and no one uses Liquid. Like literally no one uses Liquid. So it'd be very obvious. Like there's timing analysis that would fuck you. But if people theoretically use Liquid, then all of a sudden you could have like a very powerful privacy tool there. Why isn't that being worked on? Like why do we not have a very simple, easy to use, confidential asset enabled CoinJoin tool for peers? And that's because the focus of Liquid has been exchange to exchange, but they're going to fail that focus. That focus is better for private Lightning. It makes no sense. I am confused.
Well, Samson will now contact you after I tweeted it out, and you too. No, you need also to bring up. I'll do a giveaway for your listeners because if anybody's curious.
Oh my God! All caps. Okay, Excellion. When hiring Matt Odell to promote Liquid.
Yeah, you can bring up that tweet, but please, can
you're
you
both
bring
the
up the
best
tweet
guest and
before
the
that?
worst guest. Go fill up your flask.
No, no. Bring up the other tweet because for your listeners and stuff, like I'm gonna do a giveaway. Give Uncle Rockstar flask. There is like that previous tweet. I just need you to select the winner, Matt, after this episode. Like I don't know if you want like retweet selection or whatnot.
What your flask? You're gonna give away your flask?
Not this mine, come on. But if you scroll my Twitter feed, you will see we have few, like Quinn Solo has few, and he can like send one to lucky winner.
Oh, I got a flask for him too. They're fucking dope.
Yeah. So let's also send one to Pleb, and we can organize more giveaways in future.
Wait, let's show his site. What is his site? QuinnSolo.com? QuinnSolo.com. Is that it?
Yeah, you can find
it worked.
Feed.
It worked. I spelled it correctly.
Find it on my Twitter feed. Bring up the tweet on the video on the screen.
He's great. I mean, he gave me. I'm the notebook I'm using right now is personalized from him.
Yeah. I mean, the guy is phenomenal. So
great Bitcoiner.
But look at this comment. I should give away my laptop with that AC cramped in there. I was actually thinking about that one because when I saw the 2 power adapters, I'm going to be a joke when I come to Miami with that laptop. Yeah, that's the one. But the tweet before.
This is a fucking ridiculous tweet for the people watching. Like, fuck you, bro.
Well, love you, bro. See? This is next podcast I'm coming on to tell fuck you, bro.
I'm trying to have like a serious conversation over here.
We're having a serious conversation, man. Like we're having very serious conversation. Like, does the audience agrees? Am I right or is Matt right? Is this like the great podcast or it sucks? Let's see the comments.
I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, I think we're having a great conversation.
Yeah.
So
then it's
look at the price.
Yeah. Yo, Ben, I'll join you next Friday. He's asking me in the comments. I'll join you next Friday.
There was a question, Matt, which I think we should discuss. I don't know the person who posted it. Just the feed like scrolled away. But the question is, will Taproot have any impact on Lightning Network development?
Yeah, will it?
So I can talk at a very high level. I think there is an impact to, first of all, if the channels start using Taproot, right, or signature aggregation, your multi-sig transaction will look like a single sig. That's one impact, right? But
right. You get if you're a Lightning user and you're using Taproot, and everyone else is using Taproot, you get a privacy benefit from using Taproot. But let's be clear here. It's going to be like SegWit. There's going to be like, for the first 2 years, there's going to be like 5% of us using it. There's going to be like 5,000 people using it.
Yeah.
So you get a privacy decrease because you're one of the 5,000.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
2,000.
Yeah.
No one's going to be using it in the beginning.
But at least within that cohort, right?
You might be single sig.
Yeah, everything will be single sig. So nobody will know what is Lightning channel or what is what, right?
Right.
So that's
it could be Lightning or a regular Bitcoin transaction. You wouldn't know.
Yeah. Within that cohort, you will not know anything. Second benefit might be for the L2 channels, right? Which is coming in the future, I think, in Lightning, where the way channel states are handled within Lightning, right? That will become more efficient with L2. Right now, the channel states require nodes to store a lot of data when the channel states changes, right? Each node has stored a lot of data about all the previous states. So that will change with L2, which requires Taproot. So that I think is a significant impact on Lightning development for Taproot.
Yeah, I mean, so the answer, if we want to unpack the answer is it's strictly a benefit for Lightning.
It will be a benefit for Lightning.
But like in practice, there's no real you're not going to see like some kind of massive Lightning improvement.
No.
The people who are using Lightning already, who are providing the routing nodes, are still going to continue to be the ones doing it. And they're going to still continue doing it in the same way they're doing it. There's not going to be like some massive capacity increase or anything like that. But to be clear, like you don't even need a massive capacity increase because number go up, right? So if we're talking about 200K Bitcoin by conference day, then so then we're talking in 2 months we're talking about 4x Lightning capacity.
Massive channel.
I have a tweet that I did like 5 months ago where I was like, we went up, the Bitcoin price went up like 20% or whatever in one day. And I was like, Lightning capacity increased by 20%. And it went viral. Like the tweet like just got retweeted by like a ton of people and everyone just took it like super bulltard. And I was like, guys, like it was because the price went up 20%. So I never joked about it again after that because I felt bad. But like that's what people don't realize, right? Like that's the real scaling. But Taproot is good. So what do you think? Do you have any opinion on the Taproot activation? We don't have Rockstar here, so it's good for us to talk about it right now.
So he's back.
Summon me, Matt. I'm there. Refill. Nice.
I don't have I just want it to be activated as soon as possible. That's all the opinion I have. Like that's whatever it takes to get it activated.
Have you been following it? Like, do you see the speedy trial thing they wanted to do?
No, I have not.
Or were you here for SegWit 2x and shit?
No, I joined after that.
What about you, Rockstar? Rockstar, were you here for SegWit 2x?
Yes.
Okay, so Sueb, continue. When did you come in?
October of 2017.
Okay, so right after, literally right after. So there's a big difference between you and us. Yeah. And I've noticed this with our boy Ben the Carmen, who was on Dispatch as well as he was on. He's been on TFTC a couple times. He's a Zoomer. He's a Bitcoin Zoomer, and he also wasn't here for SegWit. I mean, we're scarred, like we're broken people. So as far look, I see Rockstar shaking his head because he's got his camera on.
You're beautiful. I will make you realize that.
What?
You're like each scar is beautiful and it makes you stronger.
It makes me strong. Fuck yes. I know. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm not strong, but we're scarred. We had that war. We had that war in us.
And we're stronger. Like I don't want you like, man, you're like so lately like, oh, you're poor, like we're scarred. Like,
no, the point is
yo, proud of it.
Rockstar, the point is that Taproot is not activated until Taproot is fucking activated.
Okay.
Like I don't want to hear shit about Taproot being activated until it's fucking activated. And speedy trial is interesting, but it activates it in 9 months, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Okay, but Ben tried to insinuate that it activates after 3 months, which is just the signaling period. And anyone who has been in that previous battle knows that signaling is not activation.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's something that people don't respect. You know, like the new people don't realize it and the old people don't acknowledge it. And it's important. It's important that we discuss this openly.
And yes, and it's important to realize that we have faith in Bitcoin, and everything will be well in the end, and our scars will make us stronger. So is it 3 months? Is it 9 months? Let's believe in the process.
Holy
Let's
shit,
support the
dude.
people that we trust in most. So our Zoomer Bitcoiner Ben, I fully support. Ben, if you need concrete support from me, just reach out. I'm there, my man. Matt is doing the same, right, Matt?
I mean, currently I'm looking at your flask picture. You have so many flasks.
No, those are at Quinn Solo. You need to bring that up on the video, and that's one of them we will give to your viewers.
We're only going to give away one.
Well, we can do more, but I guess this episode, like what we're gonna do, give away 10.
How many do? Okay, so we'll give away one. How do you want to do it?
You just say who is selected from our great audience, and that person gives you address, and we tell Quinn Solo, and he ships it, and that's it.
I know, but how do you want to do the giveaway?
Maybe you can do some of that retweet or something. I have
No, I don't do that. I don't believe in engagement buying.
Yeah.
So we have to do
That's
like some
cringe.
kind of. It has to be like some kind of contest or something. They have to like answer a question.
Well, you can all like say now, and then the first comment like gets the flask, or like you want that, or because
What I really like about this is we're talking about it now, and we had like a drop off on viewers. So like right now, we have 125 dedicated freaks that are joining us right now. They're the only ones that are eligible for this flask giveaway. As you can see on the screen, you can see the flasks. They're dope. I have one right here, right now with me. I mean, mine doesn't say BTC Pay. Mine just says Tales from the Crypt, Matt Odell on it.
so mine is better. So yeah.
I mean, apparently from this picture, mine's more limited edition.
No, it's not, because mine just has Rockstar Dev at the bottom, and it's like if we are bidding now, like I would outbid you, like in comments. So
Okay, well, I mean, shout out to BRAGJ Braj, who is clearly watching your coding sessions because he's asked for a coding session question for the flask. So we can't do the coding session question for the flask because he wants that.
yeah, I will give one on my coding sessions. Maybe when Matt.
Oh, wow. BTC Pins already ordered something. What a boss.
There we go. There we go.
What a fucking boss, man.
Yeah.
I fucking dig that shit. Okay, I mean, think about a question that you want to ask, and we'll do a race in the comments, and the comments are all visible to people. Wow, we actually had people drop off. I guess they're sober, and they just don't care. They don't care about the flask.
No, believe replay views on this will be crazy. I'm sure of that. And then when we announce that we're doing like that philosophy one, that one will have tons of viewers. You'll see.
Yo, Bitcoin's pumping, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys, when you wake up in the morning, do you check the price first thing, or do you control yourself?
I try to control myself. I'm able to do it after 30 minutes. But cannot hold it back more than that.
And BTC Pay server.
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely guilty of. It's the first thing I do is I check the price in the morning. It's horrible. I check the price in the morning, and then I commend myself for not checking the price at 3 in the morning. You know, like I don't wake up in the middle of sleeping and check the price. So I'm responsible about it. Also, but during the day, I'm completely numb on price. I don't check the price. Oh, I do. Yeah. Pistolar, he checked balls first. You always check balls first. And that's just instinct. You check balls, then you check the price.
Yeah.
During the day, I don't check the price unless Twitter freaks out. If Twitter freaks out, then I'm like, oh shit, I should check.
Yeah. I usually check Twitter first, and then I go to the price.
I just start code.
What was that, Rockstar?
I just start coding, man.
You never check the price. You're just completely.
Yeah, I mean,
Get up
I'm
and start
honest,
putting.
man. Like I don't care. I'm honest, like about price, and for me, it's just I check your feed more often than Bitcoin price.
Whose
So,
feed?
like your Matt Odell, I mean, I'm guilty of not checking Suhab's feed as
Yeah.
much. So sorry,
I mean,
Suhab.
my
No
feed's
love.
high signal, right? Like you get like the solid memes and like things you need to know.
Your feed is the highest signal. Like I'm telling everyone, like everyone watching this, like Matt Odell is the best Bitcoin evangelist like that exists, and he is, even though he gets tons of credit, he doesn't get enough credit, and it's getting a little bit to him. So we all need to show how much he means, so that yeah, see, love, because he's not feeling the love. He's getting like idiots blocking him on Twitter because he's trying to teach them something. But we'll get Matt back into our Bitcoin family, and he'll rejuvenate himself with love.
Yo, big shout out to Limburg 3RT for retweeting us right now. Like freaks, it's really helpful if you guys stage your retweets, so that we can get maximum traction on. Like I don't think you guys realize, like we're still a microcosm to crypto Twitter. Like the fucking they're my boys. Well, one of them's my boy. Ledger Status is my boy. Crypto Cobain is just a legend, and he's not my boy. And together they have Up Only as their TV show or their Twitch show. They
Mhm.
get they like right now they would have like 1,500 people listening. They'd have like 2,000 people watching their fucking show. And like, what do they talk? They talk about shit coins the whole time. They're talking about fucking shit coins. So like, we are winning. We're fucking winning. We're absolutely winning. But we could do better. Like we need to improve. We need to win more.
Man, all we would need to do is like announce like your network and my network, or try to attention farm the way Kobe does. And but
Yeah.
we need to deal with people like sending us, oh, send me, you know, 10 million sats or I'll kill myself and stuff like that. And like, why do you need that? It's
No,
like,
but I get those as well.
well, it seems I should keep my mouth shut. Because man, for me it's like I'm coding, I'm in touch with all the great people.
Oh, we got Ty in here.
Yeah, so yeah.
No, I mean like freaks. Like, I would take you 100 over whatever 1,000 they have. You know, I'm not diminishing your value. I don't want to diminish your value. I'm just saying that there's a whole different ball game that exists that we just aren't even aware of.
You want your friends to front run billionaires, and you're trying. That's
I want to win.
Yes, I know.
I would ever since I came out of my mom, I just wanted to win.
Okay, yeah, this will be a quote on this podcast. Like I'm telling you, like this will be this will be replayed like crazy. But no, here is Uncle Rockstar advice. It's not it's not the destination, it's the journey.
We don't give
like,
away
win
sats
doesn't
here.
matter. It matters more how you win than whether you win or not. Because look at me, man. Like I have this strategy of always losing, but in the end, like I somehow win. So you should embrace that. So
We will not give away. I will not give you freaks any money whatsoever. You will never get money from me. Because I'm giving you the easiest fucking cheat code for the world. And that is just fucking stacking sats. Like that's it. That's all you have to fucking do. And then we all win together. Like I am not going to give you any fucking money. I'm not going to buy your engagement. I'm not going to have giveaways and all this bullshit. I mean, besides, I guess we're giving away this flask, but like not as a standard. We're not going to fucking just buy your fucking engagement, ask for retweets and shit. Like that's not going to happen. Actually, I did ask for a retweet, to be completely. But I asked for a retweet out of love, not out of any kind of quid per quo.
See the comments. See Patricia.
They're so good. I love them.
Are.
Matt sells fishing rods, not fish. Fishing rods are expensive.
And Romario.
So what are we gonna do? What do you want to do about Flask? You want to do a price bet? Because I have a price prediction because I think that's like usually the cleanest way to do it.
Sure, if you want, man. I mean, you're the one.
Okay, so right now it is 7:30 Eastern, which means it's 24:30 UTC. In a half an hour, you can guess the price of Bitcoin once. And if you guess it right, then you get the Flask. And you only have 20 minutes to guess it. So the last 10 minutes are... oh, no. Rockstar decides
No.
when it's cut off.
That's it, because Rockstar actually needs to head out right now. And,
You're leaving us?
I need to go, man.
I love you, bro.
Bitcoin calls some other place where that's all I should say.
Okay, so everyone just guess a price. I'll let Rockstar know. You'll have 20 minutes. I'm going to continue with Suheb. Rockstar, you have any final comments before you leave us?
Call me. We need to talk, Matt. And bring up that tweet where the people can do guesses, so it's unified on like.
No. So what I'm going to have is we're going to give out 2 flasks. We're going to give 1 flask to the person who guesses right, and we're going to give a flask to the person who collates all of these guesses, because I'm not going to fucking do it.
No, bring up the tweet, man. Just bring up the tweet.
What tweet?
Well,
you want them to tweet at us? Okay, so guys, the only way you can do your guess is if you tweet at the 3 of us. What?
No, either bring up that tweet of mine, or you tweet something out, Matt, where people will put the guess of the price. And
okay, I'm gonna put out a tweet that's gonna say put your guesses here.
Yes. And
then put your guesses under there.
I'm ready.
And I'm gonna tag the 3 of us. I'm gonna tag the 2 of you here.
and Queen Solo, tag him as well, so he knows he will be delivering the order. You will let him know who wins.
Okay, I'm gonna tag him first. That's a pretty good idea. Rockstar, you have any last comments before you leave us? I appreciate you joining us. I hope you come back again soon. I hope you join us in Miami as well. You have any final comments?
Yeah, call me. And number 2, my dear plebs, this was awesome setup. I really enjoyed it. I wish Matt spent less time saying fuck you to me and saying more love you, and we were like, let's interact with our audience, but he's like, no, I'm losing people to billionaires and shitcoiners. I need to save them. But we'll save Matt. Don't you worry. Everything will be fine. Uncle Rockstar will take care of everything. So those are my final thoughts. It was pleasure. Let me retweet you.
We love you, bro. You remind everyone how to follow Uncle Rockstar's coding sessions.
Yes, on Sunday. Thanks. It's been a pleasure. Suheb, sorry, man, I didn't open PR. I promise I will open it, man. But I was like, Loop has this thing where LND needs to be synced to chain before it starts properly, and I'm trying to do that in bash script as needed. But
so you're trying to but Loop can wait now.
Is there some parameter that I can give it and it can wait, or it's just something that's released in the latest version?
Yeah, check with our friend Alex Bosworth.
Okay.
I think in the last release he has put in some logic where he can wait. I don't think you should do that or put that logic in. That will complicate your implementation. Let Loop wait for LND.
See, and now Matt's love is growing. He's like, okay, I connected technical people. They solved the problem. This is great.
This is one of the most requested feature for BTC Pay Server. At least that's all the feedback that I get. And I think we should make it happen. So
I
whatever
know,
you need.
man. I know, but look at me. Like I turn like left. There is my man Matt not feeling the love. Now I need to dedicate time to that. Like loop. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Plebs,
Yeah,
if
but
I
I think
didn't open up Loop PR, like everybody shame me on Twitter by Thursday. Okay.
yeah. Check the last release for Loop.
I
Yo,
will.
yo, Rockstar, we love you. We love you. Thank you for joining
Yeah.
us.
See ya. Bye.
Peace.
Right.
Bang bang. I've never had this happen before. I figure we might as well continue for a little bit.
Yeah.
Freaks.
That's fine.
So we have this tweet going on where people are guessing in the Twitter. So you can continue guessing there. You have 20 minutes to do that. You have 15 minutes left. What we say UTC 2550, right? Yeah, 2550, I think.
Yeah.
15 minutes. You have fucking 15 minutes. What do you want to talk about, Suheb? It's just me and you. You want to shit talk Rockstar? What do you want to talk about?
So I want to clarify myself. When I said that, do you want to talk about Ethereum? I actually meant that, do you want to shit on Ethereum?
Oh yeah, you want to shit on Ethereum?
Yeah. I think Ethereans or ETH heads are one of the most annoying people on crypto Twitter. I am really annoyed by their arguments.
I think it's pretty crazy that it's 2021 and they still believe what they think. That they actually believe. And that's bullish as fuck for us, right? Because like they're gonna have to figure out it over time.
Yeah. It is completely designed for centralization from bottom to top, right? Look at anything, any aspect, any dimension of Ethereum. It's just built for centralization, starting from its founder, who's still there, still heavily involved. Right, remove him, right? If you want it to be completely decentralized, start with that. Why do you have the central figure? That's one thing. Second thing, they have this, so much pre-mined Ethereum. Like that's another vector for centralization. Then this complicated architecture that they're building, right? The more that creates developer centralization, right? And then on top of that, proof of stake, that creates minor centralization. Like there are so many, and then the last thing, which is their blockchain, which is so massive and big, nobody's able to run the complete archival node. That's create the third, like the last level of centralization at the technical level. So it is completely designed to be centralized entity. Calling it decentralized finance or DeFi is just putting a lipstick on a pig, but it's not centralized. It's decentralized at all. This is just a nightmare, and it's going to end badly.
Yeah, I mean they're fucking lying. Yeah. I mean it's fine. Like it is what it is. Like there is value ish in a more centralized system. You have a different trade-off balance. So you're able to offer faster and cheaper transactions, all else equal usually, because you lack the censorship resistance that distribution provides. So first of all, Ben Sessions said that Citadel Dispatch is better than Bitcoin Astrology Girl with Nick Carter. Yes, like we all agree. I can't believe he sold out. I can't believe Nick, our boy Nick, sold out for fucking 100K followers. We will never forget. The plebs will never forget. Like he had Astrology Girl that he set up with, and also Pomp. He had Pomp tweet him out. He just didn't care. He was like, "I'll take the bots. It's fine." So that is what it is. He'll always have to live with that. So I appreciate you for mentioning that, Ben. The people that are putting price predictions in the chat right now, you are not qualified. Like you have to answer it on Twitter per Rockstar. Now, I don't want you to retweet or like. Ratio me. I want you to ratio me on Twitter. I'm not trying to buy engagement here. Just ratio me on Twitter. Just respond and do it. So one of the freaks, Suheb, is calling you out. Why do you have Litecoin support on RTL? No one uses Lightning on Litecoin.
I don't think we have. We don't do anything for Litecoin. I don't do any change for Litecoin. Maybe what we have to do is, specifically stop it, right? Make a change such that nobody's able to run RTL with Litecoin. right? Block Litecoin. That's what we have to do. Otherwise, the question is actually for Lightning implementations, right? C Lightning supports it, LND supports it. They should stop it. We are not really. I'm not actually doing any coding for supporting Litecoin. But yeah.
It's irrelevant because no one, like, there's no Lightning network on Litecoin, right? Like, no one is.
Yeah, it's completely a ghost town. There's no Lightning network on Litecoin. Yeah.
Ty is asking, asking you specifically if you're going to the meetup on Thursday, but really he should be asking both of us. We're both going to try and make it. I might have an RHR issue. I'll try and be there though.
I registered, Ty. Okay. I'm coming for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to register, but I'm trying to show up. We have Marty in the comments. We will never forget Nick. Yes, exactly right, Marty. That's what I'm talking about. We'll bring it up. We'll bring it up on RHR. We'll make sure that all the freaks hear it, even if they're not listening to Dispatch.
Okay, so BTC Pins is saying we didn't put it on Bitcoin only because LTC supported.
I think he's talking about BTC Pay.
I think he's talking about RTL.
RTL supported Litecoin. I thought I liked you. I think he's talking BTC Pins. I think you're confused. You're talking about BTC Pay?
Okay.
He said no. I don't even know what that means. Kill your idols.
Okay.
Kill everybody. RTL. He's talking about RTL. You fucking have Litecoin support, you piece of shit.
Okay, I'll have to specifically do something to stop it. Nobody with
no, it's fine. It's whatever. I forgive you. Bitcoin only has I love 6102. He's fantastic. I've said many times this is the 6102 show. Between number go up and me failing him on the bottle pay front, he's left to me in these episodes. I'm hoping he comes back. I miss him.
For the record, I want to say Litecoin is shitcoin. And I don't support it at all. I think it's one of the scam coins. Just to
I mean, I think it's probably one of the biggest scam coins because I think at least there could be an argument. There could be an argument that I don't know. Like, I'm gonna say it, but I don't really mean it. But like a shitcoin like Link or something, where they're like, oh, we're like an Oracle or some shit. Like Litecoin has no purpose whatsoever. It's just a worse version of Bitcoin. It's just like straight up a worse version of Bitcoin. I don't think Link has a purpose, but like at least you can kind of create some kind of narrative or some shit, But Litecoin is just like a complete fucking the first shitcoin ever and a complete fucking absolute shitcoin. Matt endorsed Link. Fuck you, Ty. I did not endorse Link. Link is a piece of shit. My point is. Yeah, so no one's using Lightning on Litecoin at all.
Yep.
The network doesn't exist. So I understand if the support is just because it's a fork or whatever, but like just fucking get rid of it. Just clean house over there on that front.
But Lightning implementations are also supporting it, right? LND supports Litecoin because Charlie Lee is one of the investors, right? I don't know why C Lightning supports it though, but the C Lightning also supports Litecoin, so they should really stop it, right? Why are we? I mean, I can do it. We can specifically do something to block.
Yeah, just block it. Just change your license. Be like, we're open source except for Litecoin. Yeah. Is that create like a new license? Create a new license. Like unless you're using it for an altcoin. It's open source.
Yeah. I'll do it. I'm happy to do it. Next release. Block Litecoin.
Oh, so that was the point. Oh, so I love 6102, right? But I feel like there's a little bit too much on, and like I deserve all this shit, right? Because Cash App's a sponsor of RHR, and we have Unchained Capital. I love those guys over Unchained Capital. Also KYC, sponsor of RHR. I think there's too much focus on the shitcoins and not enough focus on KYC. And it's weird because Bitcoin only doesn't support HODL HODL or BISC. And like really those are like the two main things we should be focusing on. Like I have BISC on the bottom price on this chart right now that people see is the BISC price. And just because they support altcoins doesn't mean that we shouldn't be supporting it. I think the KYC element is the more dangerous element. And I think 6102 agrees with that. He's like conflicted on it.
So KYC specifically, right, is also my take on that is that it's a temporary situation until hyper-Bitcoinization. Once you have hyper-Bitcoinization, how much effective KYC can be, right? That's also something that we can think about, right? If there is a circular economy, do you think the KYC will be effective?
You won't have any. No.
Yeah.
It's a temporary pain point.
Yeah.
But this is why like RTL and BTC Pay are so important, right? Like if we don't have the open source infrastructure in place, then you won't have the P2P economy that can obviate it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I just wanted to say thank you for adding coin control. So Zeus, our boy Evan Kaludis just added, who obviously is listening because he posted a prediction for the fucking class. He added pick first hop and last hop.
Yeah. Okay.
Does RTL have that feature yet?
Yes. First hop is there.
The last hop?
Last hop can be added. It's not there right now. It can be added though.
It's kind of cool, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But last hop is when then you'll control the complete circuit. If you're
last hop's the most important hop. Oh, first hop's probably the more important hop, right?
First hop is more important. Then you actually can control which channel the payments goes through when you're controlling the first hop, right? That is available. If you go to the payment section, you can actually decide which channel the payment can go through.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. We'll continue this conversation. Me and Marty talking about business on air has continued because Marty has posted in Periscope that I'll be able to attend the meetup on Thursday because we have to record RHR early.
Yeah. Okay.
So the freaks can expect RHR early on Thursday, and the New York freaks can expect me at the meetup.
Awesome.
Thank you, Marty. I appreciate you. And I also appreciate the fact that we talk business on air, even when you're not on air. The first hop is more important in terms of timing analysis and stuff, right? Like they literally know how much you're sending and when you're sending it. So if you don't pick the last hop, you're still probably better off than if you can only pick last hop, I guess. But I still think it's pretty cool that you could pick first and last. Like it gives you a lot of control on which way it goes, right?
Yeah. You get a lot of control. I don't know though, if you control it that much, the chances of your payment failure can increase, right? That's something that can happen.
Yeah, the more control you have, the more chance of failure, right?
Yeah. That's the
because otherwise the software can automate against failure.
Yeah. First hop is fine. In case of first hop, we can actually build validations because we know that you are sending out a specific payment. So if your channel does not have a capacity to send that payment out, that validation can be built in the front end itself. But if you pick the first hop and the last hop also, last hop can be problematic because you would not know whether the liquidity in the channel is on which side. There's no way for you to know. So there's a chance of payment failure if you control it too much.
So I agree with you. So we have a freak, Ross Bennett, asking in the comments, Suheb, how can you say everything is a shitcoin? If security can be resolved with proof of stake, then that's not a shitcoin. Yes, Vitalik Buterin is the face of it and is centralized, but that's because it's under development. Do you have an answer to him?
So, let's go with the argument that it's currently under development. But since that one particular person is controlling so much of the development, once the development is over, the risk of centralization is still there, right? It's not like software is never done. software is created and is maintained. So if that guy is holding that much knowledge and control, it will always be centralized with him, right? Or whoever he wants to impart that knowledge to, right? It's never going to be decentralized in terms of development. And actually, there's another problem. If the architecture that you're building is incredibly complicated, no matter what you do, you will never be able to decentralize it. Right?
The contest is closed right now. $55,524.
Okay, let's see who won.
Oh no! It's closed, but it's not the price yet.
Okay.
We have to wait 10 more minutes. I apologize. Contest is closed. No more entrance.
Okay.
So apologies, freaks. A little bit too much mezcal. Continue. Sorry, Suhaib.
No problem. So yeah, what I was saying is the development still continues to be centralized around him, right? Because he's the one who's holding the most knowledge. And just because the development will be done does not mean that that knowledge suddenly will be distributed among, whatever number of developers there are. And the complexity of it is making it even more extreme. Look at how much complexity they're building into it. Bitcoin is decentralized in terms of its developers, in terms of the size of its blockchain, in terms of every other factor, right? In terms of proof of work, mining, right? Ethereum will never be able to match that level of decentralization. Never.
What Suhaib's trying to say is it's a fucking shitcoin.
Absolutely.
like I don't think you understand. Like, if you want to give us all these different reasons why it's not a shitcoin, okay, but proof of work is the fundamental innovation here. Okay, the confusion that we have in this space is that my dog is barking, but besides that is that everyone thinks there's a bunch of shitcoiners that think that proof of work is the issue that needs to be solved. In reality, proof of work is the solution. It is the innovation. It is what we've discovered to create a distributed consensus that can't be fucking corrupted by an individual, centralized individual. And the issue is that I don't think that the key value prop of Bitcoin is that it can't be changed easily. And I don't think proof of stake can ever reach that kind of immutability. Like, you can never reach that level of not being able to change it. So that's why it's a shitcoin. And more importantly, I mean, if you want to expand the definition of shitcoin, it's things that trend to zero in terms of Bitcoin. And I think Ethereum is going to trend to zero in terms of Bitcoin. And if you disagree with me, that is fine. Like, I am fine with you disagreeing with me on where Ethereum price goes. I think you will get wrecked. And I am absolutely fine with waiting and deciding together in the future, like, who was right here. So if you want to speculate on it, feel free to speculate on it. And in the future, we'll look back and we'll decide who is right based on who has more sats. Is basically my thought process here.
I give it not more than 5 years. It'll be zero in 5 years.
The thing
is done.
Is like, I'm known for saying trend to zero, which I do believe. I think the haters don't realize that when I say trend to zero does not mean zero. There's a big difference between trend to zero and zero. Things can trend to zero and never hit zero. Like, it could take years. But like, look at this chart. Look at this chart and tell me like Ethereum is doing good things. Like, this is a ridiculous chart. Like, this is Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Like, that shit's trending to zero. Like, it's not zero. It might never be zero.
It'll be
but
zero.
Like, I'm gonna
absolutely
continue
zero.
stacking sats. And like, if you want to look at that chart and pretend that Ethereum is doing good and like they're killing it, and that it's a better investment than just buying Bitcoin and holding Bitcoin and stacking sats, then by all means, fucking do it. I don't fucking care. But in the future, when I fucking dunk on you, I don't want to hear Matt's being mean, or I'm going to block Matt, or this or that. Like, that's when you're wrong. But in the meantime, if you want to buy it, feel free.
I'm saying it'll be zero. Quote me on this. In 5 years, Ethereum will be absolutely zero.
So this is what Ross is wrong about. He's saying this is Bitcoin's our first attempt at it. It's not 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 There's been many attempts at
Yeah.
at digital money before Bitcoin existed. I don't know what
Yep.
my dogs are going crazy about. You guys can all hear that, right?
I think too much Ethereum talk. We need to stop it. Yeah, let's talk about it. How much
Yo,
more time we have? Yeah.
Rockstar said he was busy, but like he's just he's just shit posting on Twitter and tagging me on things. We have at least 5 more minutes. We have to wait until the contest ends. I think we can't end the episode until the contest ends.
I'm happy. I'm happy to be on.
So you have anything else to talk about? I mean, it's been a long time coming. I've been trying to get you on. I mean, most people don't realize like RTL is a husband-wife team. You want to talk about that at all, or?
Sure. I thought I'll keep it for RHR. Or TFTC rather.
Yeah, but we're trying to get Suhaib's wife on, but I think that's pretty cool that you both work on it together. I think that's fantastic. That's all I want to say. I just wanted to give her a shout out. That's all. I didn't want you don't have to spill the secrets.
I think it's an open secret among Bitcoiners. Everybody knows about it, but nobody talks about it, kind of thing. Yeah,
I mean, like she's legitimately our queen. Like if I didn't have RTL, I'd be completely fucked in terms of running my Lightning node. Straight up, Suhaib. Like I don't think you realize like how important RTL is to this space. Like every single routing node operator is pretty much like probably everyone except Bosworth is using RTL to run their routing node, and then Bosworth is like, you can make so many Bitcoin off of routing fees and stuff. Like, oh, fuck you, dude. But like everyone else is using RTL.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. That's what keeps us going. Yeah, the objective is to be able to make some difference, right? Give back whatever we can with whatever skills we have.
And so do you have a lot of open source contributors that are also participating in that?
So that's something that we want to improve on RTL. We don't have a lot of contribution. We're getting some design contribution actually now, but development wise, we don't get that much contribution. And we are happy to assist, right? So I'll talk about the skill set which is required. You need from a front end development perspective, if you have Angular skills in JavaScript, then that's what we use to develop the application. If you have Node.js skills, that's what the middle layer is written in. So any of this area, feel free to contribute. We are more than happy to encourage people, provide them guidance on the design, how the code is structured, and happy to get the contributions. But that's something we want to improve. We want to get more eyes on the project because a lot of people use it. It's integrated in so many node solutions.
So how are you going to do that? Do you need my help? Should I be talking to people and telling people on the podcast that they should participate in RTL?
Yeah, helping with code review of PRs, giving us feedback on the UI. Any way it can help. But we definitely want more eyes on the code, right? Actually, Evan helped us. He did a security review of the code.
Evan who?
Evan Kaludis.
Yeah, I know. I was just fucking. Yeah, he's been on the podcast 3 times now. Evan Kaludis has helped.
Yeah. So yeah, the more eyes, the better, the more robust the software would be. So that's the help that we need.
Ross, I'm not close-minded here. I just want the shitcoiners to realize I'm not close-minded. My advice is statistically correct. If you look back, if you backdate my advice, I'm correct. You're better off stacking sats than trading shitcoins. The overwhelming majority of people are better off stacking sats than trading shitcoins. You might be able to make money short-term. Most people will lose money short-term. And you're just better off just simply stacking. If you want to play that game, feel free to play that game. I don't fucking care. It's not a negative to Bitcoin. Shitcoins are a negative to the people that decide to gamble on them. We are 1 minute away from the price, and I am watching the clock, freaks. I'm not watching the clock. And because I'm watching the clock, like, how can we talk about anything else? I don't even know. How would you kill Bitcoin, Suheb? What's the biggest threat to Bitcoin? If you're, let's pretend you're America, like you're the strongest government in the world. Oh, shit. 55,559. Boom. That's it. That's the number. 55,559.
559. That's a good price.
How would you kill Bitcoin?
I think onerous regulation is the easiest way to do it. Make it difficult for people to spend Bitcoin, right? Require a lot of reporting from the merchants, right? Whoever is going to spend Bitcoin, you have to report, right? That is the most likely route right now. I don't think there's any other the route which will actually kill Bitcoin right now. Just trying to control it at the spigots where people would want to spend it, right? I don't think. I think most of the risks at this point is mitigated, and it's likely that there won't be any onerous regulation which will actually come and try to stop Bitcoin. I think that ship has sailed now.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I asked the question, my dogs are still going. I don't even know what's going on over there. I was not 1 minute late, whatever the freaks are saying over there. Yeah, I mean, my question is mostly a rhetorical question. I think we're kind of past the point. They can kill it, but they have to be coordinated. I don't know if they could be coordinated. I'm trying to look through the guesses. I mean, to be clear, freaks, you only qualified if you responded on Twitter. Our issue is we have two people that did we had two people that did 555555, but Rad Vladdy did 0.55, which makes him closer. Fucking these giveaways are always fucking tight as fuck. I'll figure it out in the morning, to be quite honest. But I think I appreciate all you freaks for participating. Yeah, I mean, I think this has been a great conversation. I appreciate all the freaks for joining us. Do you have any last comments, Suheb? And I figure we'll just close this up.
No, thanks for having me on. Rockstar definitely stole the show. It was a fun conversation.
Well, I'm glad we just had me and you afterwards, you know. It was a nice little intimate
Get some serious
follow-up
talk. Yeah. But it was fun, definitely. Thanks a lot.
I have one more question. I have one more question for you before we leave.
Sure.
Freaks, don't leave us yet. So this idea of yield, this idea that like you can get like yield off a lightning pool. Do you think this is like bullshit? Like you have a deflationary asset that's supposed to increase in value forever. We're literally watching the price pump in real time as we're recording this episode. Why am I searching for 0.5% yield on Lightning? Like that's ridiculous, right? Like that's just, it's a bonus, but it's not really, I don't think people are really going to search for it that much. Do you agree?
I completely agree actually on that, right? And that's why you don't see a lot of enthusiasm on our part to actually do a pool integration also. But I agree with you. This is a deflationary asset, so hunt for yield is not something which is as important as it is being made out to be, right? But I do feel that there will be some sort of a lending market which will develop natively on Bitcoin, and a product like Pool actually gives us an insight into how to develop that type of market, because I don't think that lending or borrowing, even if it's a hyper Bitcoinization, lending and borrowing will stop, right? I don't think that'll happen. So
right, there'll always be lending and borrowing, but like, so we have Sean saying here that I didn't listen to it, but Marty said that there's going to be 8 to 12% APY, yearly yield from Lightning Pool on Preston's podcast. Like that's not going to be the case. It's going to be significantly less than 1%. Like it's not going to be that much. I think it trends to zero along with everything else. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree with that. And But yeah, so lending and borrowing will happen on Bitcoin also. But how would the price be decided, or interest rate be decided? I'm not sure, but it's not going to be very high. I
Well,
think
it'll be
the
decided
model,
by the market. It'll be decided by the
yeah,
market.
yeah, but the model will actually trend towards more equity-based financing, I think, on
I
Bitcoin
think
rather
I
than.
think I think the lack of friction to participate in the market reduces the. I think the fact that you have twofold: you have lack of friction to participate in the market, and then you have the fact that Bitcoin's designed to pump forever, and you combine those two things together, and the yield would be low.
Yeah.
It'll like trendish to zero, but I'm not
Yes.
saying it's going to be zero, right? Like I think I think it'll be low.
Yeah.
It'll be market based. The
Yeah.
market it'll be the market based rate, and it'll be based off basically the risk of the hot wallet and
Yeah.
participating.
But so I would say pool products main value proposition is not really creating yield based market for yield, right? Because anyway, if you facilitate liquidity on Lightning, you do earn routing revenue. So why are you trying to double or increase that rent that you are extracting? You are already extracting a rent in form of routing, right? Why are you trying to increase that by adding a factor of yield, right?
Well, no, I
So
mean most people are using the fee rate as the yield, right? So like I put up Bitcoin, and then whatever my fee rate is my yield
no, and that's your routing revenue. In pool, you get an additional yield as well. It's not just the routing revenue that you're
as a
getting.
loan,
Yeah, you are actually bidding for a price of liquidity. So
right?
you get that payment upfront. When you buy liquidity, the whoever is buying liquidity is making some payment upfront, and then
Right.
on
So
top of that,
there'll be some rate, there'll be some yield rate, but it's going to be low. It's going to trend low. And
yeah. So
and for the average person, like you don't have to fucking seek it out, because if you just stack and just hold, like your purchasing power should go up anyway.
definitely, no doubt about it. Your purchasing power will continue to increase, and may increase more by just holding rather than risking, and going for this
Awesome.
1 or 2%.
Suheb, it's been a fucking pleasure. Freaks, it's been a pleasure. Suheb, come down to Miami. Freaks, come down to Miami. Use code HUMBLE. Well, Suheb doesn't have to. All caps.
Yeah.
Suheb already has a ticket. Suheb, I'll see you on Thursday. I'm going to bring
Yeah.
my lady with. Any New York freaks here, I'll see you on Thursday as well. Download Suheb software, ride the lightning, Google search it, go contribute on GitHub. I'll see you freaks on Thursday for Rabbit Hole Recap. Try and use social media less. Try and stack more sats. Try and convince your friends to also stack so that we don't have to support them after hyper Bitcoinization. And we can just all build the citadels together. I love all you freaks. Stay humble and stack sats. And
Thanks a lot.
Suheb.
Take care. Bye.
Fuck all you hoes.